Okay. All right, can you hear me over there?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, good.
So you can just put that little symbol, and you know where the mic's red pepper flakes. They use a lot of that sometimes. It's on live. Same as it.
And welcome to Glacier Bear Basketball. This is Lyle Huff, and along with Dean Olson, we're bringing you the first game of two that we've got tonight. The gals will be out on the court first. The Wrangell Wolves had no trouble with Glacier Bears last night by a score of 63-16, and I noticed there's going to be quite a few changes on the starting lineup here by Coach Lori Brown here for the Wrangell Wolves. And for the Haines Glacier Bears, the JV game just got over with here. The Wrangell JV Boys ending up winning it by a score of 60-36 in that game. And when I get a chance, I'll run down the scoring there for all the folks there down in Wrangell. Anyhow, we expect a little bit different game here tonight. We want to remind folks, too, as soon as this one is over, we're going to be right back on the air again around 7 o'clock for the boys game. And if you didn't listen to the boys game last night or watch it, Haines ended up winning it by 45-43. So Wrangell starting lineup. And Emma Martinson, a freshman, number 23. She's 5'2". She had 16 points in the ball game, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Maddie Harding had 5 points in the ball game. She's a 5'6" junior. Caitlin Easterly as number 44. She is a 5'8" junior. She had 8 points, was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And Abby Gerald did not score in the basketball game last night. And Helen Decker was 2 for 5 from the free throw line, had 8 points in the ball game. She is a senior wearing number 11. She's 5 foot 9 inch tall. Now for the Haines Glacier Bears. They had a tough time scoring. That press by the Wrangell Wolves really made it tough with tons of turnovers. And starting for the Glacier Bears, Avery Williamson, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 11 points for the Glacier Bears. She is a freshman. Haley Boron had 1 point in the ball game, 1 for 4 from the free throw line. She is a 5 foot 4 inch sophomore. Rain Wing wearing number 23. She was 1 for 3 from the free throw line, had 1 basket last night. Becca Wheeler had 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 1 point. She is a 5 foot 6 inch junior. And the senior for the Glacier Bears, number 12, that's Marissa Haddock. She's a 5 foot 6 inch senior, did not score in the ball game last night. So anyhow, we're just about ready to begin here play, and we're going to have a group of folks singing the national anthem here. Referees will be Samantha Clay, Kyle Fussman, and Tyler Swinton.
Sung this evening by our ladies ensemble, Nothing But Trouble. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the buckets and rackets of those bursting cannons bursting came through the night, as our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Okay, Dean and I are kind of located right above the Wrangell bench here, so we were looking down on them. Glacier Bears are to our right with the scorer's bench here. And we're going to begin action here. Last night the Wrangell Wolves didn't come out with the press for about the first minute and a half, and then they went to the press, and that really opened up the basketball game. We'll see if Coach Brown has the same plan again here. And stepping out will be Decker for the Wolves. Rain Wing will jump for the Glacier Bears here. Glacier Bears going to go to our left, and the Wrangell Wolves will be going to our right. Official steps in, ball's up. It's going to be controlled by Boron. She takes a dribble to the right-hand side, goes up hard to the hoop, not able to draw anything on the shot, however, and rebound comes down in the hands of the Wolves, and they're quickly up the court. Handling it out at the top. That'll be Easterly. Over to Harding. Looks down low for Decker. Spin moves. And nice break inside. Going to draw the foul right away on Wing as Easterly came from that right baseline. And going to get the foul on Wing right off the bat here. So Rain Wing picks up her first personal foul. First team foul on the Glacier Bears. Easterly at the free throw line. This one's just a bit strong. She was 2 for 2 last night from there. Had 8 points in the game. Of course, the starters didn't really get to play a lot in there. as the bench came in, and she gets the second one to go. So she picks up the first point of the ball game, and Wrangell Wolves are coming out in the press right away. Long down court pass all the way to Williamson. She's on the dribble to the right-hand side. Stops, comes back, nothing going, however, puts up the shot, gonna draw the foul. As she went hard to the hoop, Williamson was able to draw the foul in a little jumper, and it's gonna be on Easterly. That'll be her first personal foul. So that'll send Avery Williamson to the line, 3 for 4 last night, and those 11 points, leading scorer for the Glacier Bears. This one's on its way, a little bit too strong, bounces off the back of the iron. Second shot here. Has the ball, 7:31 to go here, just first quarter action. This one's on its way, a little bit too strong. Both were exactly in the same spot, and Martinson comes down with the rebound for the Wolves, and she'll bring it up across the court. Gets across half court, goes left side to Easterly, looks inside. Good defense by the Glacier Bears, finding Decker breaking across the lane on the baseline, wants to get around her man, not able to. Comes back, steps up and in. Nice move by Helen Decker as she got the gal on her hip and was able to get the nice little left-handed lay-in. Back out to Boron on the left-hand dribble down the left side. Harding puts some pressure on. Glacier Bears playing a man-to-man defense, or the Wolves playing a man-to-man defense. So they'll get into their man-to-man offense here. They try to go back inside and knocked out of bounds as it goes through the hands of Haddock and out of bounds. They'll get the ball far side of the hoop. Looking, and now she goes into Weeder. Weeder stops, wants to put up the shot. Gerald gets her hands up. Weeder puts it up and in. Becca Wheeler gets the first 2 points of the basketball game for the Glacier Bears. 3-2 is the lead. Now with the Wolves having basketball. Harding looks, drops back, steps, fakes, goes in, finds Decker all alone. Missed the easy little shot inside. Ball bounces around, ends up in the hands of Haddock. Out to Boron. Boron takes some fast dribbles, forces up the shot. Going to be knocked out of bounds off of her. Haley had the right idea there. She went to the hoop hard, but kind of lost control of things there. She got about 3 steps short of the basket. Martinson out at the top, stops, goes back outside to Easterly. She wanted the jumper, good defense, however. Back out to Harding, three-pointer on the way, a little bit short. Gets her own rebound back, dumps it inside and up and in as Decker. That was set up nicely by Harding as she watched and found her down low, gave her a little pass, and she had the easy lay-in. Harding could have taken a jumper from about 5 or 6 feet out, but elected to take the easiest shot of the two. Comes back out to Wing. Wing on the dribble. Over to Boron, way beyond the arc here. 5:45 to go here. First quarter of play. Back to Wing. They try to go inside. Back to Wing. And she forces up the shot a little strong. And Gerald comes down with it for the Wolves. Down the court, Martinson on the dribble. Goes to Harding. Across court. Oh, goes to Easterly all alone, goes up, gets a little bit too strong. Gerald comes away with the shot and hits the back of the background, so the ball's going to go to the Glacier Bears. And now Coach Brittenham wants to take a quick timeout here to talk about it for a second here. 5-2 is the score. Wrangell has the 5 points. Glacier Bears have the 2, so it is only a 30-second one. I'm sure that Easterly'd like to have that one back again. Couldn't get much of a better shot, but just put it up a little bit too hard off the glass, or off the back of the rim, and bounced across. And then, of course, in the fracas, it went all the way up and hit the back of the backboard. So obviously the ball's going to go to the Glacier Bears. And they're going to come out, full court pressure again. Decker, Harding, and Easterly picks up their man. Martinson comes out. Gerald picks up her man. All right, Glacier Bears are going to have to beat the press. They go to Boron. Boron drops long down court pass and through the hands and out of bounds. As hustling down nicely was Williamson, but just not able to collect it up. So the ball goes back to the Glacier Bears now. Martinson gets the ball back in. She'll handle it as they just pass it back and forth. Easterly gets it back into her hands. Martinson goes left-hand side to Harding. Doesn't look at the hoop at all, just looking for a cutter to come across the lane. Nobody was there, however. Now Decker, long pass to Harding. Three-pointer on the way, a little bit too strong. Rebound fought for, and Easterly comes up with it. Alley-oop all the way inside to Decker. Stops, one bounce. Back to Easterly. She forces up the shot. It's going to draw the foul. Foul's going to be on 1-2. That'll be Haddock. That'll be her first personal foul and second team foul. Easterly back at the line. This one's on the way and looks good and is. So she picks up her second point of the ball game. 2 for 3 from the line so far. This one is on its way, and this one is nothing but net, so she picks up an easy bucket there, or an extra point there. Comes back out to Boron. Boron's on the far right-hand side. She's on the dribble. Nobody's going to stop her. Wrangell drops back quickly. If they don't make a steal right away, Wrangell drops back pretty fast out of that. Now they go inside to Haddock. Back over to Wing off the break. Wing puts up the shot, a little bit short. Rebound fought for underneath. Haddock comes away with it. She forces it up and in. Haddock comes away with an easy 2 on that one. Glacier Bears down by 3, 7-4, but the Wolves had the basketball. Long cross-court pass knocked away by Wing. Wing's on the dribble on left-hand side. Martinson hustles down. Wing puts it up but misses. Hustling down is Williamson to get the rebound, and she puts up the shot. It's going to draw the foul. The foul is on Helen Decker, and that'll be her first personal foul. So Glacier Bears are going to the free throw line. Looks like we're going to take a full timeout here. So with the score, Wrangell 7, Haines 4, we'll turn it back to KSTK Studios back in 1 minute. And welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium here at the free throw line. Avery Williamson, she was 3 for 4 last night. She's already had a couple chances, couldn't get either one of those to go, has yet to score this evening. Now she'll have a chance from the free throw line. It's on its way off the back of the iron. And all 3 of the shots she's had from the free throw line have hit the exact same spot. Maybe if she'd step back about 3 inches, it'd go in. This one is up on its way, looks good and is. So she picks up her first point from the free throw line. And down the court comes Easterly. Cross court to Harding. Back to Easterly. Easterly's out at the top, way beyond the three-point arc. Alley-oop inside to Harding, all alone, puts up the shot too hard. Rebound comes back down, up and in by, that was by Easterly. She picked that hoop up. That's 5 points for her. Alley-oop all the way across to Boron, looks inside, knocked out of her hands by Harding. Now there's going to be a foul on it. Let's see where the foul is going to come. As 5, that's going to be Boron. That'll be her first personal foul. She got into foul trouble early last night, had to sit down, so hopefully she can stay out of trouble. 9-5 is the score. Wrangell with the lead and the basketball. Looking inside for Easterly. Stop, spin move, puts it up and in. That was Decker. Decker got good position on Haddock and just waited for the pass, got it, and was able to make a nice move and go right to the hoop. There goes Wing, and now we got another foul here coming away. Foul's on number 5. That'll be Boron. She kind of does that. She'll get a spurt there, and she'll pick up 2 or 3 fouls real fast. We'll see if Coach is going to leave her in here. 3:25 to go, first quarter. Martinson goes left-hand side over to Easterly. Stops, gives up the dribble back to Harding. Looking for the cutters coming across. Decker's down inside. They go to Easterly. Stops, puts up the shot. A little bit too strong. Another whistle on it. Foul's going to be on 12, and that'll be Haddock. That's the 2 gals that got into trouble last night. Haddock and Boron, both for the Glacier Bears. Of course, both being starters. And looks like we're going to have Thomas coming off the bench. Shot is good by Easterly. She picks up her 6th point. That coming from the free throw line. 4 of those 6 have come from the free throw line. So Boron's coming out of the ball game. Easterly with the ball up on its way, and it's good. So she picks up another one from there, and that's 7 for her. Still the full court pressure on. 13-5 is the lead. They go back inside. Now there's going to be another foul as they went into Williamson. And the foul is going to be on number 10. That'll be Harding. That'll be her first personal foul. She had a bit of foul trouble last night. Of course, they didn't leave the starters in very long, but she picked up a couple, 3 fouls real quick last night. Over to the right-hand side, and now there's going to be another whistle. It's going to be Harding picks up another one, so we've got a player coming off the bench. Let's see who's coming in. Looks like it's going to be freshman Carney. 3 minutes, 6 seconds, Glacier Bear basketball on the far side of the court. They go to Wing. Wing's on a left-handed dribble. Keeps it going, comes all the way around. Over to Haddock. Shots on the way off the back of the iron. Rebound down to Williamson, up and in. So Williamson figured out where that board was coming down. Got over and got a nice rebound offensive board. Put it right back up and in. 6-point lead by the Wolves. Goes back out to Martinson, all the way over to Gerald. Back to Martinson. A little bit better basketball game tonight than last night. Decker with the ball. Alley-oop inside to Gerald. Stops, puts up the shot, too strong. Fight for the rebound. And hustling over as Martinson just takes it right away from one of the Glacier Bears out to Decker. Over to Easterly, out at the top. She looks inside, wants to go back inside like she did. Back to Easterly, breaking down the lane, up and in. That was a nice give and go that time as the ball went from Easterly to Decker, back to Easterly, and she got the easy bucket out of it. Wing up across the half-court line. 15-7 is the score. Wrangell with the lead. 2 minutes, 9 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. All the way across to Williamson. 2-pointer on the way, a little bit strong. Rebound down to Decker. Spins, gets it back out to Martinson. Martinson looks down the court. There's Carney coming back out. Boy, had the lanes filled that time, but I don't think Martinson saw it all. Back to her. Alley-oops inside. Goes to Decker. Stops. Puts up the shot. Left hand. Going to draw the foul. Looks like that's where they're trying to go here with the basketballs down low to Decker. That's part of their game. It always has been the last couple of years, but really part of the game here. So the foul is on. We'll send Decker to the free throw line. It is up and good, and that is Wheeler's first personal foul. So Decker picks up her first one from the free throw line, and that's 7 points for her. Second one's on its way. It looks good and is. She picks up 8. So still the full court pressure. 10-point lead by the Wrangell Wolves right now. Hustling down the court now, getting across the half-court line. Is Haddock, goes over to Wheeler. Wheeler wants to go inside. Going to be a tie-up here. Ball's going to go to the Wolves on the tie-up. So Wrangell will get the ball back inbounds here. And back and forth it goes. Carney back over to Martinson, who handles the ball most of the time out at the top for the Wolves. Looks inside. Find Easterly. Wants that baseline. Had a little jumper. Didn't take it. Now she does. A little bit short. Decker comes up with it a little bit short. Gets her own board back a little bit short. Down to Carney, and then she's immediately tied up. Offensive boards like crazy for the Wolves there, but just couldn't get up back up to the hoop and up and in. Haddock with the ball, looking, now looking. She's going to get a 5-second count on it. Good defense by the Wolves that time as they just denied every passing lane. Looks like Fisher's coming off the bench for the Glacier Bears. They just denied all the passing lanes, so the ball turns over and becomes a Wrangell basketball. They go to Decker. She's down low, stops, wants to put up the shot. Now they're able to get it, taps it back out to Carney, over to Martinson. Out to the top, nothing go to Gerald. 3-pointer on the way, and good by Easterly. So Easterly picks up her 12th point of the basketball game on that nice 3. They lead by 13 now. Now Easterly makes the steal. Martinson, it's a 2-on-1 break. Easterly kicks it to Martinson. She puts it up and in and draws the foul. Nice play by Emma there as she just kept going on that right-hand side. Knew the defense was coming to her. And she gets the foul. Looks like the foul's going to be on Wing. That'll be her second personal foul. Coming off the bench will be Jobbins. Also coming off the bench for the Wolves will be Early, checking into the ball game. Gerald's going to take a quick seat. And Martinson at the free throw line. Has those 2 points, 2 for 4 last night. 16 points in the ball game last night. Now there's going to be coming across too quickly, so the shot wouldn't count anyway, even if she'd have made it. All right, going to be Glacier Bear basketball under their hoop. Looking, still can't find anybody. Now she's going to get another 5-second count as the Wrangell Wolves really put a lot of pressure on. Glacier Bears having a tough time getting free and forces another turnover. They had a lot of turnovers last night, and it's kind of coming around the same way. Back to Decker, spins it back out over to Early, takes a couple dribbles. And now we have an illegal screen by one of the Wrangell Wolves as they're coming hard off the ball. 22-7 is the score, 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Jobbins with the ball, Glacier Bears looking. Now she gets the ball back into Wheeler. Wheeler's on the dribble, stops, kicks the ball back out. Shot is up on its way by Williamson, a little bit short. Decker comes away with it. Easterly, Nova between her and the bucket, up and in. So she just patiently waited, took the little dribble, right-handed shot, got herself set, and was able to lay it up and in. So Easterly goes out to the left-hand side, almost knocked away by Easterly again on the pass. Easterly has 14 points in the game already. She has 14 of the 24 that the Wolves have. Williamson's got the ball, looking, now goes to Fisher. Fisher's out at the half-court line. Decker puts a little pressure on. Back around, Fisher gets around her, but there's going to be a foul on Decker. So that'll be her second personal foul. And looks like Olsen's coming off the bench. She had those 11 points last night coming off the bench for the Wolves, and looks like Helen Decker's going to take a quick seat. And actually, that's Decker's third personal foul. I missed one somewhere along the way. Back out at the top and coming around, and boy, almost making the steal was Early as she stepped out, but couldn't quite control it. Goes out of bounds. 14 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Williamson with the ball. Glacier Bears setting the screens, moving. Now they get the ball back into Fisher. Fisher spins back around on the dribble. Kicks the ball to the right-hand side, but Williamson was just a little bit too strong, a little bit low on the pass. She just couldn't control it. Goes out of bounds. So with 8 seconds to go in the quarter, Wrangell will hustle it down. Let's see if they can get a shot. Looks like Martinson recognizes it is. Oh, and it goes right through the hands of Olsen. She had the easy bucket on it. So it looks like they're not going to get the opportunity. Glacier Bears 4 seconds to go here in the quarter. Fisher with the ball, looking. They try to get it back inside. And Jobbins loses control of it. The ball ends up in there, and you can hear the buzzer in the background as we're going to end that first quarter of play with the Wrangell Wolves 24 points and the Haines Glacier Bears 7. We'll turn it back to KSTK for 1 minute. Back in 1 minute. And welcome back to the Haines High Gymnasium here. Wrangell Wolves lead by a score of 24-7. Shooting percentages, Wrangell was 9 for 19 at 47%. Glacier Bears 3 for 12 at 25%. And Glacier Bears were out-rebounded by the Wrangell Wolves by a very large margin in that quarter.
Okay, it's going to be Wrangell ball at the half-court line. Martinson's taking it out. Passes it in to Harding. Back to Martinson. Martinson's at the top of the key. Passes it over to Harding. Into Olsen. And it's off the foot of, is that Becker, I think. And tries a shot, and it's no good. So we got a foul on number 14.
That's Carney. Yeah, Carney.
And Martinson's at the line. First one's up. Bounces off. No good. And Second one is up, and it's good. Nothing but net. So Martinson shooting 50% for those 2 free throws. Haines has the ball at top of the key. Passes it over to number 14. She's on the side. We got a foul off away from the ball.
It was a moving screen on the Glacier Bears, 31. That was Fisher.
Okay, Carney has the ball. Passes it in to number 10, Harding. Harding passes it over to number 21, into Olsen. Olsen pivots, tries to shoot, and she gets called for an offensive foul. She went up with the ball and hit one of the Glacier Bear players. So Haddock's going to take it out for the Glacier Bears. Looking, full court press by the Wolves. Jobbins has the ball. She's dribbling down. Wolves get back on defense. Jobbins brings it across half court. Passes it off to number 14. Back into Williamson. Williamson's on the wing. Comes back out to the top. Drives to the middle. Goes for the shot. It's up and good. So 2 more for Williamson. And who's that foul on, Lyle?
It's on Carney.
Foul's on Carney, number 14. That's her first. So Avery Williamson's on the line for the Bears. First one's up, and it's good. She gets the bonus. So Wolves are bringing the ball down the court to the top of the key. Passing it over to the wing. Pass it back out to the top of the key. Back over to the wing. Into the middle, into Olsen. Olsen tries to take a shot, but puts it back up to the top of the key. Pass into the wing, and it's a turnover. Almost. Yep, that's a turnover, so it's a Glacier Bear ball. And the Wolves are still going with the full court press. Haddock has the ball, looking for Boron. Can't find anybody. Tries to get it to Boron. I think Boron dropped it out. I'm not sure if it got batted out by a Wolf or not. Looks like it did. It's Glacier Bear ball again. And we got timeout. Got a full timeout. So it's 10-25. Wolves leading. Okay, here we are. We got 6:48 left in the second quarter. It's Glacier Bear ball. And we got Haddock on the line. Wolves still with the full court press. Haddock's looking for a Boron. Can't find it. She goes long to Williamson. Williamson goes up with the shot, and she makes it, and she's fouled. She fouled by number 14, Carney. That's her second. So Williamson will go for the line. Williamson's got 7 for the night. And she gets the bonus. Williamson gets the bonus. That's 8 for her for the night. Wolves ball coming down across half court is number 10, Harding. Harding passes it into Early, and looks like we might have a jump ball, and it's going to go to Glacier Bears. So full court press again by the Wolves. Haddock's on the baseline. Looking for Boron. Goes long again for Williamson. Williamson's being guarded. She goes up and she does exactly the same thing. This time no foul. So 2 more points for Williamson. And we got a timeout, a full timeout by the Wolves. So Coach Brown will talk to her girls, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, here we are. So Haines made a run there, had the 6-point run with Avery Williamson leading it on the fast break. Getting ahead of that full court press that the Wolves have been putting on. So it's going to be Wrangell Wolves ball, and number 14, Kearney, is going to be bringing it out. And Kearney passes it out to Harding. Harding bringing the ball down across half court. Passes it over to the wing. Inside to Olsen. Olsen pivots, puts it up, and it almost dropped in. No good. And Glacier Bear rebound. And not sure what's going on here. Looks like it might be Wolves ball again. So possibly Glacier Bear stepped on the line when they got the rebound, I think. So Wolves ball. And looking to bring it in, gets it into Olsen. Olsen puts it up for 2. Those will be her first 2 for the night. So Haddocks looking for Williamson. Williamson gets the ball, brings it across half court for the Glacier Bears. Passes it to Boron. Boron takes a long shot from outside. No good. Rebound by Thomas, and it's no good. Ball's batted out by the Wolves, so it'll be Glacier Bear ball on the baseline. We got 5:43 left in this quarter. And we have a substitution in. Kearney came out. And Williamson has the ball on the baseline. Looking. Passes it back out to the top of the key to Boron. Boron comes around at the top of the key, swings it to the other side to Williamson. Brings it back to the top of the key. Over to Thomas. Thomas is fouled, I believe, by number 21, Balansag. Is that how you pronounce that?
Balansag, they said.
Balansag. And that's her second foul, according to the clock up there. First one's up, bounces around, it's no good. Second one's up, bounces off the front of the rim. Rebound by Glacier Bears on the side, out to the head of the key. Boron brings it back into the wing, tries to pass it in. It's tied up, and it'll be a jump ball. Looks like it's going to be Wrangell ball this time. So Martinson was back in for Kearney. Martinson passes the ball into Easterly. Easterly brings it across half court. Top of the key, looking. Passes it into Early. Over to Martinson. Martinson tries to goes up, back out to Easterly. Over to Harding. Harding takes a long shot off the backboard. And Glacier Bear ball. Coming across half court to the top of the key. Passes it over to Boron. Boron swings around to the side, looks for Avery Williamson. Decides to go to the other side. Back out to Williamson. She drives and she misses, but she's fouled. And that foul is on number 44, Easterly. That's her second. Williamson at the line. First one's no good. And we have substitution for the Bears. Wing will be in. Williamson takes the second one up. Off the back of the rim. Rebound by Haddock. Haddock goes up strong, but she's checked. And ball's off the Wrangell Wolves, so it'll be Glacier Bear ball. Haddock on the baseline. Avery's Williamson out in the front. Picks it up. Tries to drive in. Pivots. Can't make it. Over to Boron. Boron tries for 3 off the side of the rim. And Early gets the rebound. Passes it to Martinson. Martinson over to Harding. Harding goes for a long 3 off the top of the rim. No good. Gets her own rebound. Over to Martinson. Martinson drives through the middle. Loses it. Picked up by the Glacier Bears. It's a fight for the ball. And it's on the floor. And it looks like we're gonna have a foul. Fouls on 44, Easterly. That's her third. And we're in a bonus, double bonus for Glacier Bears. So Wing will be at the line. Wing puts it up for the first one off the front of the rim, no good. It's 15-27. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. And we got a timeout. Is that a full timeout?
It's going to be a full timeout, yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back to you in 1 minute. Okay, second quarter action. It's 15-27. Wolves and the Glacier Bears. Wolves are leading. It's going to be Glacier Bear ball on the baseline. And 4 minutes left in this quarter. Glacier Bears are in double bonus. Wolves are in the bonus situation. So we got Paige Wing taking her second shot. Missed the first one. Second one's up. No good. Rebound by almost by Haddock, but she cannot get control and loses it out of bounds. So it's Wrangell ball. Martinson in Harding. Back to Martinson. Bringing it across. Top of the key. Looking for the middle. Swings it to the wing. Harding passes it into Decker, and have a shot by Jade. And Jade's fouled, so she'll go to the line. Jane Balasag puts her first one up. She gets it. It's good. So we got a substitution. Nope, we're going to have to wait. So Jade puts the second one up. It's off the rim. Rebound by Boron for the Glacier Bears. Boron's hustling down across half court. Looking. Sets up. Tries to go inside. Looking. To the wing. It's on the inside. Trying to go up. No good. Rebound by Jade Balasag. Off to Martinson. Martinson brings it down to across half court. Swinging over to Harding. Harding's looking. Passes it into Early. Early comes around to the middle. Does kind of a hook shot. Decker gets the rebound and puts it up for two. That's 10 points for Decker tonight. So Glacier Bears coming across the half court. 3 minutes left in this quarter. 15-30. Boron goes down to the wing. Looking. Passes it into Thomas. And it's knocked out of bounds by the Wolves. It's going to be Haddock taking it out. Glacier Bear ball. Haddock has it out of the baseline. Looking. Can't find anybody. Good pressure by the Wolves. Haddock bounces it off a Wolf and gets the ball back for herself. Boron has the ball, looks to take a shot, passes it off to Haddock, who's bringing it around to the top of the key. Haddock looks to the wing for Boron. Boron looks for a shot, can't make it, brings it back up to the top to set up again. Brings it all the way over to the other side. She's looking, gets it into Williamson. Williamson tries for a shot, it's no good. And Wrangell ball. So Williamson grabbed the ball and bounced it off of a Glacier Bear. Martinson bringing it in. Handling the ball across half court. Looking to the side to Carney. Carney's looking. Passes it over to Balasag. Into Harding. Harding goes up. It's off the basket. Rebound by Decker, and she tries to put it up again, but she's fouled. So Decker will go to the free throw line. It's 30-15. 2 minutes left in this quarter. So Decker's 2 for 2. This third one goes up. It's good. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Decker dribbles, looks, boom, 4 for 4 from the free throw line for Decker. She's got 13 for the night. Haddock's looking, tries a long shot to Boron, all the way down to half court. Boron's driving in for the basket and throws it all the way over the backboard. Turnover, Glacier Bears. So Wolves the ball on the baseline. Martinson's going to pass it in to Carney. Carney brings it right back to Martinson. Martinson over to Carney, back to Martinson, over to Jade, into Decker. Decker puts it up, it's no good, short. Rebound by Williamson, passes it off to Whittemore, I'm sorry. Whittemore takes the shot. Boom, she nails it. That's her first 2 for the night for Whittemore. And we have a timeout. Got a 30-second timeout, I believe.
I think it's just an official's timeout, as Martinson was kind of gimping around there a little bit, so they give her a chance to get off the court.
So who came in for Martinson?
It's like Olsen, maybe.
Oh, Olsen, yeah. Number 43. So Harding has the ball, brings it into Jade. Jade goes to the sideline. Looking, passes it across, and it's picked up by Williamson. Williamson's going for the fast break. Up and good. 2 more for Williamson. He's got quite a few points off of that fast break. So Wolves ball at the top of the key. Harding's looking, passes to Carney. Carney goes for the right side, passes it back to Harding. They're just kind of stalling. They may be going for 1 point. I don't know. There's 1 minute left in this quarter. Harding tries to pass it in to Olsen, no go. It's batted back out, and Wolves get it back. And ball's off of Decker. Decker driving for the baseline, driving for the middle, passes over to Harding, but we got a foul off the ball. Got a holding call. And
it's on Whittemore. That's her first.
Okay, so Megan Whittemore. So Decker's at the line. She's 4 for 4 from the line tonight. 5 for 5. Make that 5 for 5. She got 13 for the night. 33-19. Wolves are leading. Decker's second one is up. And it's good. 6 for 6 on the free throw line. So Glacier Bear ball coming across. Passes off to Whitaker. She can't get it. And the ball goes out of bounds. So it's Wolves ball. And Decker's going to inbound to Harding. Harding's bringing the ball across half court. We got 43 seconds left in this quarter. Harding at the top of the key. She's looking. Goes to the right side. Passes it in to Decker. Decker takes it up for 2. Boron has the ball for the Glacier Bears on a fast break. Thomas tries to shoot. She's blocked. Ball goes out by Glacier Bears. They got it back into Williamson. Williamson goes up for 2 and she's fouled. Decker can't believe it. And let's see. Williamson's at the line.
I think the foul's going to be on Harding.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's her third.
That's why she couldn't believe it. Decker thought the foul was on her. She says, what? So Williamson's first one was up and no good. Second one is up, no good, off the back of the rim. Boron gets the ball at the top of the key. Got a foul away from the ball.
It's on number 21.
21.
Bellensag. So That's her first personal foul. So we're in that double bonus situation, so we're going to be shooting 2 free throws from now on.
Boren's at the line, puts the first one up. It's no good, off the back of the rim. Again. Boren puts your second one up. It's no good. Rebound, gets her own rebound. And looks like it's going to be Wolves ball. Nope. Glacier Bear ball. Glacier Bear ball. So Wrangell thought that was their ball. The girls are coming back. Haddock's going to inbound for the Glacier Bears. There's 11 seconds left. She's looking, passes it out to Williamson, top of the key. Williamson swings around to the right, gives it to Haddock. She takes a long jumper, no good. And tied up in the middle. Olsen gets it out to Vlasak. Williamson picks it up, runs out of time. We got a score of 19-36.
We're going to finish this first half of play with the Wrangell Wolves leading 36-19. What we're going to do is we'll turn it back to the KST studios for about 9.5 minutes. So we'll be back on the air again in about 9.5 minutes.
Which boys game?
And welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium here. Lyle F. along with Dean Olson. Second half action in this girls game. The Wrangell Wolves lead by a score of 36-19. The Haines Boys JVs played the Wrangell JVs earlier, and we'll wrap that one up. But the Wrangell Wolves winning that JV game quite easily tonight anyway. But right now we've got a lot better girls game than we had last night. Score 36-19. Looks like we're going to have Harding, the starters for the Wrangell Wolves out there. Harding, Decker, Martinson, Gerald, and Easterly for the Wolves Glacier Bears. They're starting roundup. They have Boron and Haddock, Wheeler, it's like Williamson, and Wing starting for them in this third quarter of action.
So the score is 19-36. Glacier Bear ball on the sidelines. The Boron's going to inbound for the Glacier Bears. Passes it out to Wing at the top of the key. Wing goes to the...
That was kind of a moving train. Williamson coming running up there and just banked right into her. It was pretty obvious for the official to call that one.
So Martinson and Harding bringing the ball down for the Wolves.
So Williamson picks up her second personal foul.
Martinson out to Harding on the side. She passes it into Decker. Decker passes it over to Easterly, and she puts it up and in for two. Glacier Bear ball. Boron passes it over to Williamson. Williamson loses control. It's a turnover right away, and Martinson will bring it in for the Wolves to Harding. Harding will give it right back to Martinson. Just bringing it across half-court line for the Wrangell Wolves. To Harding on the side, into Decker. Decker goes up for two, makes it look like it's kids play. Glacier Bears coming across half court. The Wolves have taken the pressure off. They're not doing the full court pressure like they were the first half. Wing tries to go on the baseline, and she's bumped by
number 10. That's Harding. That'll be her fourth personal foul. So off the bench quickly comes Carney. And now we have a foul on 32 on Gerald. So Wrangell picking up a bunch of fouls right off the bat.
That's Gerald's first, I think. Yep. So Harding comes off the court. The Glacier Bear ball. So Thomas is looking for Glacier Bear, but it's picked off by Olson. Olson passes it to Decker. Decker's bringing it across half court. Passes off to Easterly. Easterly passes it over to Martinson. Martinson takes it down and passes it in to Olson.
That's Gerald. That's Gerald down low.
Oh, Gerald, okay. Yeah, and Olson's up for two. Okay, we got a foul on 54.
On 5. That's her third. So hopefully he doesn't do like she usually does, gets two quick fouls in a row. So Boron picks up her third personal foul already.
So Martinson's bringing it across half court for Wrangell. Looking to the side. Passes it over to Carney. Carney passes it down into Decker. Decker passes it over to Easterly, but it's picked off by the Glacier Bears. Boron passes it down to Williamson, who's on the fast break again. Tries to get in, can't make it. Swings around to the other side. Up, no good. Rebound by Haddock, and I believe she's fouled. It's fouled by number 11, Decker.
And that's Decker's fourth, so she'll be sitting down for quite a long time here.
So Haddock's on the line. The first one's up and good. (20-42). Haddock dribbling, looking for the second shot. It's up and it's good also. She's 2 for 2 from the free throw line tonight. So Wrangell ball coming across half court. Martinson's looking, passes it down to Easterly. Easterly drives to the middle, does a hook shot. It's up and it's good. 2 more for Easterly. Boron coming down half court. It's going to go all the way up and in. She tries to shot and it's no good. She's fouled by number 32. Gerald. That's Gerald's second. So Boyle will go to the line. .44, 5 minutes left in this quarter. Boren puts the first one up. It's no good off the back of the rim. So Boren will try another one. Just looking. Fires it off the back of the rim again. Rebound by Olsen, I believe.
Gerald.
Nope, Gerald.
Yeah.
Gerald passes over to Easterly. Easterly's coming across the top of the key. Looking things over, setting it up. Passes it over to Harding. Harding passes it out to Easterly inside. She drives, takes a bounce, jumps, bounces it off, and up for two. So Easterly, I got 23 points for Easterly tonight. Williamson has the ball, goes down to the baseline, tries to get it something going. It's picked off by Decker. Nope, number 44, Easterly.
I think that foul is on Boron. That's her fourth personal, so she's coming out of the ball game. Looks like Thomas is going to come off the bench for the Glacier Bears.
So Martinson has the ball for the Wolves. Comes down, sets it up, looks, passes it over to Easterly. Easterly's looking, passes it into Martinson. She snuck right in there and puts it up for two, right down the middle. So Glacier Bear ball coming across the court is Williamson, passes it to Wing. Wing tries to get it in through the middle. She turns it over. Easterly picks it up. Easterly's coming down. Passes it to Martinson. Martinson can't get it off. Passes it to, is that Harding? Number 14? Carney. Carney puts it up for two.
Wrangell Wolves are 7 for 7 in this quarter.
Okay, turnover again by the Glacier Bears. 21-50, 4:30 left in this quarter. Martinson bringing the ball down. It's going to be substitution coming in a minute here. So Martinson has the ball at the top. Pass it over to Easterly. In real quick to Martinson. Nice give and go. And Martinson puts it up for two. Glacier Bear ball. Williamson puts up a three ball from the wing. Wolves ball at the top of the key. Passes it over to Easterly. Back, tried it, same play again. Didn't go this time. Carney passes it off to Easterly at the top. She passes it into Olsen. Olsen looks. Goes up, shoots, no good. And they're calling an offensive foul on her again. I think that's the second time that's happened tonight on Olsen. So that'll be three for Olsen. And we got substitution coming in. Early's coming in for Easterly, and Balasag's coming in for Carney. Glacier Bear ball. Passing it off, and it's tied up in the middle. Early gets it, passes it off to Carney. Carney is fouled by Haddock, I believe. So it'll be Wolves ball in the baseline. That's three fouls on Haddock. So Wolves ball, number 14, Carney passes it into Martinson. Martinson brings it out to Early. Early looks, passes it over to Martinson, but she's called for traveling. So it'll be Glacier Bear balls. Haddock's going to take it out for the Bears. Wolves got pressure on again. Pass it off to Williamson. Williamson's going one-on-one against Martinson. Passes it off to Wing on the other side. Up and no good. Wing gets her own rebound, brings it out to the side. Shoots it up, no good. Haddock gets a rebound, puts it up, and it bounces in for Haddock. Two for her. 25-52. Martinson bringing the ball down for the Wolves. 3 minutes left in this quarter. Pass it off to Early. Early misses it and bounces off her head. And Glacier Bears get it, and they're tied up at the baseline. Looks like Jade and number 10 Wheeler had a collision right at the basket. So
foul's going to be on number 12, so that'll be her, or 21, excuse me, not 12. That'll be her second personal foul. Coming up off the bench now, it looks like Gerald's going to check into the game here.
Yeah, and how many fouls does Gerald have? Gerald only has 2 fouls. So we got an injury timeout here.
Okay, we want to remind folks that this boys game is going to be right after this one. It's not going to start at 7 o'clock like it was supposed to, which usually doesn't happen, especially when you have 3 games in a row here. So anyway, you want to stay tuned in for that one, but that ball game will be, as soon as we can get it on the air. And if you listened last night, the score was 45-43. Glacier Bears pretty much down the whole game. Wrangell was even out to a 12-point lead at one point. And then Wrangell kind of let a few things go and made some mental errors there. And Glacier Bears got themselves right back into the ball game real fast and ended up winning it in the last minute. So you'll want to be tuned in tonight. Here's that boys game will start just as soon as we can get things organized here after this game is over with. The Craig girls defeated the Petersburg girls last night, so I'll give you the standings as I have them here right after this ball game is over as far as the girls' side of the conference goes.
So Wheeler looks like she's going to sit it out for a little bit. She's rubbing her shoulder, and looks like Thomas went in for Wheeler. So we've got
Jobbins is going to be at the line. She's taken her position for shooting the free throws as she come off the bench for her.
Jobbins, the first one up, is off the back of the rim. It's 25-52, 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Jobbins bounces the ball, looking for the basket, takes the shot, and it's good. So Wolves ball. Martinson bringing it across half court. Swings it over to Early. Early tries to get it back into her, but it's cut off this time. So you've got Thomas with the ball coming down for the Glacier Bears. She tries to pass it to Avery. It's overthrown, and Martinson picks it off for the Wolves. Martinson's coming down across half court. Looking to drive down the middle. She gets cut off, so it goes back out to the top. Early looking, passes it into Carney. Carney puts it up. It bounces off, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Nobody's ball yet. Wolves come up with it. And it looks like Easterly passes it to Martinson. Martinson tries to go up with it, and she's fouled. She's fouled by number 3, Jobbins. And it'll be Wrangell ball on the baseline. Martinson's looking, passes it into Early. Early passes, takes the shot, it's no good. Bouncing around, and Wing comes up with it for the Glacier Bears. She's trying to fast break, going down the left-hand side, goes up, and it's in, and she's going to get the foul to boot. So 2 points for Paige Wing, and she's on the line. She's 0 for 2 at the free throw line so far this game. So she's looking. Set, takes a shot. It's off the back of the rim. Rebound by Early. Early passes it off to Carney. Carney bringing it down to Martinson. Martinson looking at the wing, passes it over to Early. Early drives through the middle, takes the shot. It's short. We've got a foul on.
That's under Jobbins. Yep.
So Jobbins got 2 fouls. So Early's on the line, dribbles, looks, takes a shot. It's off the top of the rim. Rebound almost by Olsen, but it's picked up by Thomas. Thomas passed it off to Wing. Wing's coming across half court. Looking, tries to get it to Jobbins. Jobbins came too far up for the ball, so it goes over her head and out of bounds, and it's Wolves ball on the side. Minute 46 left in the quarter. So Carney and Martinson bringing it across half court. Martinson tries to pass it. It's tipped by Williamson. Wings on the run. On the fast break, she gets two. Two more for Rain Wing. It's 30-52, Wrangell's ball. So Wrangell ball. It's passed into Early. Early tries to get the shot off, but she's fouled. Early's on the line. Foul's by number 14, Thomas. That's her second. Early puts the first one up. It's good. So Early's 1 for 1 from the line. Puts her second one up. It's no good. Rebound's picked up by Carney. Carney passes it off to Martinson. Martinson's at the top of the key. Passes it to Early. Early takes a hook shot. It goes in. So two more for Early. Glacier Bear ball coming down the side is Jobbins. She's looking, passes to Wing. Less than a minute left. Over to Thompson. Thomas is looking, tries to pass it in the middle. It's bounced off, bounced around, picked up by Thomas. She goes up for a shot and she's fouled. There's 44 seconds left. Thomas is at the line for the first time tonight. Her first one's up. No good. Off the back. That substitution. We got Fisher coming in for Wing, it looks like. 44 seconds left in this quarter. And Thomas takes the second shot. Off the front of the rim. Picked up by... I think we've got a violation on the line, the free throw line. So it's going to be Wolves ball. Martinson bringing it up for Wrangell. Passes into the middle, tries to get it to Early, can't get it. Olsen gets the rebound, tries to shot, and she's fouled by Thomas. Yep. Haddock, that's her fourth foul. Olsen's at the line, shoots it, makes it. Olsen's 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Second shot is up. It's good. 2 for 2 for the line. So is that 4 fouls on Haddock?
That's 4 on Haddock, yeah.
So Glacier Bear ball. Wolves got pressure, full court pressure. Thomas is looking to get it in, gets it into Jobbins. Jobbins starts dribbling down the court. It's a race for the basket. 30 seconds left. She goes all the way, takes a shot. Thomas gets the rebound. She takes a shot and miss. 2 misses. There's kind of a scuttle for the ball there. Nobody had control of it. It's going off the hands of everybody. The refs are trying to decide whose ball it is. And it looks like it's going to be Glacier Bear ball. 16 seconds left, 30-57, third quarter. So Wheeler's got the ball. Wheeler's looking, can't find anybody. Early picks it off for Wrangell, passes it off to Carney. Carney comes across to the top of the key, passes it to Martinson. Martinson driving for the middle, gets shut down, passes it over to Early. Early takes a shot, it's an air ball. William Wilson gets the rebound. Early picks up the rebound and can't get it off in time, and that'll end the third quarter, 30-57. Wolves with a commanding lead.
All right, well, we're going to take a 1 minute break here. Wrangell leads 57-30. We're going to turn it back to KSTK. We'll be back in 1 minute. Welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium here. Fourth quarter action in this girls game. Wrangell leads 57-30 at this point. And it's going to be Wrangell basketball far side of the court. Looks like the starters for the basketball game are going to be out there for the Wrangell Wolves. And Al Harding will get the ball back into Easterly. Easterly will come out the top. Glacier Bears have dropped back into the zone. They go to Decker right at the free throw line. Stops, makes a move, puts up the shot, up and in, and draws the hoop right away. So Decker doesn't waste any time, got that nice little bounce pass inside, gave a move to the right, then went hard, to the left, and then went hard right, and got the easy shot out of it, and also picked up a foul on number 10. That was Wheeler, and that's her second personal foul. Decker gets that one from the free throw line, and she has not missed from the free throw line tonight. Quickly down the court come the Glacier Bears. Thomas with the basketball. Wrangell in that man-to-man defense. They come out to the left-hand side over to Jobbins on the dribble. Nothing going here, however, as they come down. And now there's a whistle on it. There's going to be a foul coming out. Was Fisher to set the screen, but you can't be moving when you do that. So Fisher's going to pick up her second personal foul. The Glacier Bears only shooting 3 for 10 in that one at 30%, while the Wrangell Wolves for 9 for 15 at 60% in that third quarter. Easterly goes over to Harding on the right side. Back to Decker, two-pointer on the end. It's good. It's 2. Her foot was on the line. Now, I'm sure that she'd rather have the 3, but she was standing on the line. The official was right there. Comes out of the side, is quickly down to Whittemore. She gets the ball back out. Shot on the way by Williamson, not any good though. Rebound comes down to Gerald of the Wrangell Wolves, so Gerald gets the board. Harding will slow things down. 7 minutes to go here in the basketball game. Wrangell in definite control. Over the ball saying it, she doesn't get anything with it. Ball inside comes back out. Alley-oops inside to Decker, but it's knocked through her hands, but Easterly picks it up, so she'll keep the ball. Now they go right-hand side. Jade puts up the shot a little bit too strong. Harding hustles over there and gets that rebound. And they come back out to Decker, wanted to shoot the 3. Good defense, however, by the Glacier Bears as they got a hand up. Comes back to Harding. Wrangell leads. Harding, three-pointer on the way, and it's good. So finally Harding gets into the book. She hadn't scored at all. She had 5 points last night.
They're shooting 100%, 3 for 3.
They're 3 for 3. They were 6 for 6 starting the third quarter. Oh, almost stole away, but gaining it back is Jobbins for the Glacier Bears. Comes out long, three-pointer by Thomas, doesn't go. Rebound comes back down to Williamson. She turns inside, puts it up and in. Nice offensive board that time by Avery Williamson. She's got 16 points in the game. Quickly down the court come the Wrangell Wolves on the floor. Ball ends up in the hands of the Glacier Bears, and they'll be bringing it up the court. Long down court pass to Williamson. She wants the baseline jumper in about 6, a little bit too strong. Both on the floor, going to be a jump ball on it. Ball just going to go to the Glacier Bears. Looks like Haddock will come in for the Glacier Bears, and Carney will also check in for the Wrangell Wolves. So Easterly's going to take a quick seat. Going to be Glacier Bear basketball under their hoop. Williamson all alone, but they go inside. Oh, nice spot move by Wheeler, and she goes up and around and gets the bucket, and she's got 4. She only had 1 point last night, got 4 tonight. 5:35 to go in the basketball game. Don't forget, folks, that boys game will tune up right after this one as soon as we can. Decker goes down, puts up the shot, but she's going to be fouled by Wheeler, and that'll be her third personal foul. Helen made a nice move to get around her man, and then Wheeler came across and got her on the arm as she put up the shot. Decker at the free throw line. This one is up, and it's good. So she gets another one from there, and she's got 21 points. Leading scorer right now for the Wolves. Boron checks into the game for the Glacier Bears. Decker back at the free throw line. On its way, good. Nothing but net on that one, so she's doing an excellent job from the free throw line tonight. 22 points for her. 5:25 to go in the game. Boron with the left-hand dribble, goes left side, stolen away by Harding, however, looks down court. There's Carney on the left-hand dribble, goes out to Decker, right-hand side. They go back inside the ball and up and in, and the foul. Jade Bollensay got in the right spot, got the nice bucket, but Decker gave her the pass at the right spot. All she had to do was turn and lay it up and in, and that's exactly what she did. Fouls on Whittemore. That's her second. And it is good. She picks another one up from the free throw line, and that's her third point of the basketball game. Moron, left-hand side to Williamson. Williamson takes the right-hand dribble. Harding puts a lot of pressure on. Williams reverses back. We're on the floor. Now we're going to be tied up. Jump ball goes to the Wolves. Looks like Olsen's coming off the bench now for the Wolves, and Gerald will take a seat. Okay, Wrangell Wolves, they'll bring the ball up. Carney's on the dribble with the right hand, comes across. Glacier Bears step out, goes over the right-hand side, and lifts up the shot. Going to be another foul line. Let's see who it's going to be, as Jade made a nice strong move to the hoop. And the foul's on number 4. That'll be Williamson. That's her third personal foul. Shots on its way, and move, nothing but net. She had a nice high arch on that one. She has 4 points in the ball game.
We got Wing coming in for Jobbins.
And Wing checking into the ball game for the Glacier Bears. This one's up on its way, a little bit short, but she gets her own rebound back. Now she's bumped again. And let's see who the foul is going to be on number 4. And that'll be Williamson, and that is her 4th personal foul. So back at the free throw line, double bonus, 1-and-1 opportunity for the Glacier, or for the Wrangell Wolves, and that's a double bonus against the Haines Glacier Bears. That's 10 for them. So we're going to take a quick timeout here as Coach Brittenhab jumps off the bench. We're going to turn it back to KSTK Studios for 1 minute. Back in 1 minute. And welcome back to the Haines High Gymnasium. Don't forget, we've got that boys game following right after this one. It's probably going to start somewhere in the neighborhood of 7:30-ish, I would guess anyway right now. We have a little kid walking out across the basketball court. A little feller there looking for somebody. Anyway, he finally got off to the side, so now we'll have at the free throw line Jade. She's going to be shooting 2. She is 3 for 4 from the free throw line. On the way, a bit short on that one. So she'll have another opportunity here. Steps inside here, she'll get a second. The first one that she made, a nice high arch. This one does too, but a little bit too strong. Tap back out. Carney's going to come away with it for the rebound. And now the Wrangell will set up the offense. They go right-hand side on the dribble, looking for Decker. Decker all alone, makes a nice move upside, up and in. So Helen Decker picks up her 24th point of the ball game, and now we're going to Boron with the dribble. 4:25 to go in the game. Boron goes right-hand side. A little bit of pressure being applied by Carney. They try to go inside, and Olsen comes around, and it's going to be whistled for the foul. 1-and-1 opportunity for Haddock on that one. As they went low to the block there, and was able to get it. Looks like Early's coming into the game, and Decker will check out of the ball game with those 24 points. Of course, the Easterly had 22 points, so most of the points tonight coming from those two gals. But actually, if you look at the score sheet, everybody's kind of spread things out a little bit. Hattie picks up 1 from the free throw line, and she'll get a second chance here. This one is up on its way. Looks good news, so she picks up another from there. And that's her 6th point of the ball game. Wrangell comes back down the court. Looks like Martinson's going to check in at the next opportunity for the Wolves. Carney out the top. Man-to-man defense by the Glacier Bears. Now they were in a zone for a while, but now they've switched up and gone to a man-to-man defense. Comes out. Harding stops, spins. Can't do anything with it. Ball and sack. She goes travel down the lane, stops, kicks the ball back out. Now she's going to be called for the travel. And we do have coming off the court. Let's see who's coming out. Harding will come out of the basketball game, it looks like. So all the starters, I guess Martinson is in there. All the starters are sitting on the bench right now except for Martinson. Goes over to Boron, stops, wants the shot, tries to alley-oop inside to Haddock. Back out to Williamson, she comes right inside. Over to Boron, forces up the shot off the back of the iron. Rebound fought for. Wing comes down with it, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see, it goes off of one of the Wolves. So it's going to be Glacier Bear basketball under their basket. And they've got the ball. Okay, you got to give her some space. So Olsen was just right up on top of her, right on the line. So the official stopped and explained it to her and gave the ball back to the Glacier Bears. Comes back out to Boron. Boron stops, puts up the shot. It's good. So Haley Boron finally gets into the book. That's her first 2 points of the basketball game. She had 1 point last night. Martinson goes down the lane. They go into Olsen, puts it up and rolls around back out. No, now there's going to be a foul on it. Let's see where it's going to be here. Got two gals under there. Foul. And it's going to be on Olsen, I guess. That is her fifth personal foul, so she's going to foul out as she went after that rebound and got over the back and bumped her. So we're walking all the way to the other end of the court here. And Haddock will be at the free throw line for the Glacier Bears. Wrangell leads easily 73-38 right now. Both teams in the double bonus. Shots on its way, rolls around and drops in. So Haddock, who did not score in last night's ball game, is picking up another one from the free throw line. As she has 7 points in the ball game. This one is also good. So she's doing a nice job from the free throw line. Now Early will get the ball in for the Wolves. Come back across the half-court line, goes inside, finds Gerald who checked into it. She just hands it off, and Easterly gets a nice easy lay-in out of it. Or Martinson, got the easy lay-in out of it, and she's got 6. Stop, shots on the way, and it's good by Wing. So Wing picks up a bucket. She's got 7 points in the game here. And Martinson actually has 9 points. We lost a couple in there somewhere along the way. Martinson with the dribble out at the top. Stops, alley-oops inside to Gerald. Martinson breaks off. Oh man, all alone was Jade Bonesag breaking away, but it's knocked out of bounds off of one of the Wrangell gals, and so the Glacier Bears are going to get it. Boy, they'd had an easy bucket out of that one. When Gerald turned around, Jade was just standing right under the hoop, but wasn't able to control it. Williamson stops, puts up the shot from the inside. Going to be short, down to Wing. She puts the ball back out, gets the back of the backboard, and of course the ball is going to end up in the hands of the Wolves now. Quickly up now, the Wolves will get things set up here. Looks like Cook comes off the bench for the Glacier Bears now. And slowly up the court comes Martinson. Clock's in their favor right now, 75-42. Looks inside for Carney, stops, puts up the shot, a little bit too strong. Rebound comes back down, goes out of bounds, and it's going to go off of one of the Glacier Bears down low in there, so it's going to be Wrangell basketball. Looking, Martinson looks, it goes inside to Early if she should have kept the ball up high instead of bringing it down around her waist. She'd had the easy shot, but she had to bring the ball all the way back up again, and of course the shot didn't go, and Lori jumps off the bench and says, shoot it next time, don't bring that ball back down. Boron at the dribble. 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the game. Back out to Williamson at the top. Gives up her dribble, goes to Cook on the left side. Back out to Boron. Boron comes across, reverses her dribble, stops, kicks the ball back, gets it back to Haddock. Boron comes in, puts it up 2 shot. Haddock gets the rebound back, gets a little bit short, and goes out of bounds off of a Wolf underneath. So Glacier Bears are going to have the basketball with 1:45 to go in the game here. Looking. Now she gets the ball back into Boron. Turns, stops, jumper in about 6, a little bit too strong. Rebound down to Wing. Wing comes back out. She'll kick it over to Boron. This is a 3-pointer on the way, and it's good. Haley Boron picks up her 5th point of the basketball game for the Glacier Bears. And Martinson brings it up across the half-court line, goes to the right-hand side, over to Gerald. Gerald sees Early at the free throw line, gives it to her. Early goes hard to the hoop, up and a little bit short. Rebound back in the hands of Wing. Wing's on the dribble. She's surrounded by everybody, but she keeps it going. 1:15 to go on the game. Over to Williamson. Stop. Jumper from about 6, a little bit too strong. Early comes down with a rebound, and so quickly Martinson will bring the ball up, just taking her time, waiting for the clock to keep running. They go down inside, goes over to Jay. Jay takes the right-handed dribble. She wants to make the turn. Stop, puts up the shot, and it's good.
It's a good fake by
Boy, she got her gal up in the air. She gave a nice little head fake on it, got her up in the air and just waited, and then she went up and made the easy hoop. Back out to Boron, and looks like Coach Brittenham's going to call a timeout here. I don't know whether it's going to be a full timeout. Anyway, we'll keep it here so we can get folks caught up on what's going to happen here. As soon as this game is over, then they'll start the 20-minute clock for that boys game, which was a barn burner last night, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned into that one and listen. Tonight, early on at 4 o'clock, the JV boys played, Wrangell winning that one by a score of 60-36. And the scoring kind of run down like this. Guklin Bickler, he had 6 points in that game. Eagle had 2. Lewis had 5. 21 by Witherspoon, 7 by Gillen, 11 by Ritchie, and 8 by Allen for their 60 points. And the Glacier Bears, Slauson picked up 2 strong. Kyle Strong picked up 2. Jaden Hotch had 3 in that game. Ty Dixon, leading scorer in that game, had 13. David Strong picked up 12, and Xander Willard had 4 points for their 36 points in the ball game. So the Wrangell JVs take a couple of victories away here in this trip, and it looks like the Wrangell girls are also going to pick up a couple of more wins here in town. Now Glacier Bears, Fisher will inbound the basketball for the Glacier Bears. Alley-oop all the way across. Goes to Wing. Wing goes down the center of the court, kicks the ball back out to Cook, tapped away, however. Ball's rolling around on the floor. Haddock comes up with it for the Glacier Bears over to Thomas. Thomas goes that baseline, stops, puts up the shot a little bit short. Rebound down to Early, and then she's going to be fouled right away. And so we're going to walk all the way to the other end. Thomas is going to pick up that foul. And we'll walk all the way to the far end of the court. Well, the Wrangell Wolves in the girls' conference are going to go to 4-0. They're leading in that conference. The Craig girls won last night. They're 4-3. Petersburg's 0-3. This shot by Early's up and in. And the Haines Glacier Bears are going to go to 0-6 in conference play here. Lots of games for both of these teams yet to be played. Early's second shot is also good. So she picks up, and everybody from the Wrangell Wolves now has scored in the ball game. Okay, back out to the top goes Fisher. Wants to go down, going to be dribbling off of her foot and out of bounds. So Early's going to get into the book. So everybody from Wrangell has scored tonight. 15.8 seconds to go. 79-45 is the score right now. 45 for the Glacier Bears. 79 for the Wolves, and they're just slowly passing the ball around. Nothing going here. They're just going to let the clock run out and don't even need to put up the shot. So we're going to end this basketball game with Wrangell winning 79-45. I'll run down the score sheet for you here real quick, and then we'll take a short break and then get that boys game going here for the Haines Glacier Bears. And Marissa Haddock, 10 points in the game, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Becca Wheeler finished with 4 points. She missed one opportunity from the line. And Haley Boron had 2 chances, didn't get either one of those to go from the free throw line, but she did have 5 points in the game. Avery Williamson, again the leading scorer for the Glacier Bears with 16 points, as she was 2 for 8 from the free throw line. Rain Wing finished with 7, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Whittemore picked up 2 points from the free throw line. Jobbins did not score. Fisher did not score. Thomas did not score in the ball game. Wait a minute, Jobbins did have 1 point. She was 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Thomas did not score, and Cook did not score. For the Wrangell Wolves, Helen Decker finished the ball game with 24 points, and she was 1 of 4, and she was 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Abby Gerald did not score. I thought Abby had scored early in the game. We may have missed one in there. I'm sure she did. Caitlin Easterly finished with 22 points in the game, as she was 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Maddie Harding had 3 points, one nice long three-pointer. Ashley Olson finished with 3 points, fouled out of the ball game, was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Jane Ballensag finished with 6 points in the game, as she was 2 for 6 from the free throw line. Emma Martinson finished with 9 points, as she was 1 for 3 from the line. Early picked up 2 points, both of those coming from the free throw line. And Carney getting 1 bucket out of it. She had 2 points in the basketball game. So the Wrangell Wolves come away with a couple of victories here. Shooting percentages, Glacier Bears much better in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, they got up a lot more shots than we did last night, that's for sure. And we didn't have the running clock this game. So in the fourth quarter, they were shooting 5 for 9, 55%. And Wolves were 7 for 13 for 53%. We lost the numbers there, so we can't really give you an overall for the whole game there. We had a little technical difficulty on the second quarter there. But
anyway, so the Wrangell Wolves, they're leading in the conference now in the 2A girls division with 4-0 record. And they have home games there next weekend, so you'll definitely want to get down there to the gym if you possibly can. Glacier Bears go on the road. They'll leave on Monday and won't be back till the following Monday. They're going to play Craig and Petersburg in that particular trip. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes out for the Glacier Bear gals. Well, the Wrangell Wolves boys are out on the court warming up right now. Glacier Bears have yet to come out on the court here. Clock is running at 18 minutes and 15 seconds before introduction of players. So we're going to turn it back to KSTK Studios probably for about 18 minutes. We'll be back in 18 minutes with the second game. Welcome to Glacier Bear basketball. This is Lyle Huff along with Dean Olson. We're going to bring you this last game here. Wrangell Wolves in town here. We've got swim meets going on. We just finished with the Alcan 200 snow machine race up in the Yukon. So all kinds of activities going on here tonight. But last night the score was 43-45. Glacier Bears coming out on top in that one. So we're expecting the game pretty much the same tonight here. So teams are both around their coaches right now. It won't be too long here before we're going to get things cranked up. Glacier Bears were 9 for 13 from the free throw line last night, while the Wrangell Wolves were 5 for 6. So Wrangell didn't get a lot of opportunities from the line out of the Glacier Bears. But anyway, the Wrangell Boys JV teams, they defeated our Haines JVs here 2 times here. We're going to run down that scoring for you here when we get a chance, but right now we're going to have introduction of ball players here just shortly. But last night Blatchley had 6 points and Hammer had 18 points by Miller. He was a leading scorer for the Wrangell Wolves. For the Glacier Bears, out of their 45 points, 32 of those came from Kirby Faverty. So we'll see if they can make an adjustment, maybe slow him down. The one advantage the Glacier Bears have is they do have a lot of good shooters, so if they concentrate on Faverty. All right, Abrahamson's going to be a starter for the Wrangell Wolves. He is a sophomore at 6 foot, had 3 points in the basketball game. Skylar Loftus had 8 points in the game. He's a junior at 5'10". Trevor Miller had 18 points, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's a 5'10 junior. Number 44, Hammer, Jacob Henner, had 2 points in the ball game. Hammer got into foul trouble and had to sit down. And Riley Blatchley also got into foul trouble last night, had to sit quite a long time. He is 6'5". He was 2 for 2 from the free throw line and had 6 points in the ball game to round out the scoring for the Wrangell Wolves. So we'll see here. Eagle coming off the bench for them last night when the boys got into foul trouble, and he had 6 points in the ball game. Starting for the Haines Glacier Bears, Carson Krager had 5 points in the ball game. He's a sophomore at 6 foot. Number 31, that's Wesley Burham. He had 2 points in the ball game. He is also a 6 foot sophomore. Number 11, Mark Davis, he was 2 for 2 from the free throw line, had 4 points, made 2 critical free throws with just a few seconds left to help the Glacier Bears take that lead. Kirby Faverty, 5 for 6 from the free throw line with those 32 points. He's a junior at 6'4". And Cade Clay did not score in the ball game. He's a junior at 5'8". Of course, coach is Steve Fossman. Ann Fossen is the assistant for the Wolves. Cody Angerman and Graham Gablehouse. So we're going to get this basketball game underway here shortly. Petersburg and Craig will be going at it on Sunday and Monday. I saw that on the list. Our Glacier Bears will head out on a trip. They leave Monday, won't get back to the following Monday. They're going to play Petersburg and Craig on that trip. Wrangell Wolves are going to have home games next weekend, so you'll want to take those up. Blatchley steps into the center and Faverty steps into the center. Glacier Bears are going to our left, the Wolves to our right. Official steps in. That'll be Fossman, Nash, and Swinton are the officials tonight. And the tap is controlled by the Wolves. Miller will come out. He handles the ball a lot for the Wolves out at the top. Loftus goes to left-hand side. Nothing going Havers. Hammer stops, gives up his dribble. And now there's going to be a travel on it right away here. A lot of pressure being applied by the Glacier Bears, and Hammer turns the basketball over, moving his feet. Just beginning first quarter action. Comes back down over to Davis, left-hand side. Groves playing that 2-3 zone defense over to Davis. Comes back. Shots on the way by Clay. A little bit short on it. Rebound comes back down to the Wolves. And looks like Miller's going to handle the basketball. Glacier Bears man-to-man defense. That's what they usually play. Loftus all the way inside to Blatchley. He's deep in the corner. Can't force it up. The shot doesn't go. Rebound fought for. Finally comes down. Abrahamson comes away with it. Gets the ball back out to Blatchley. Kicks the ball back over to Hammer. He has the baseline. Stops. Wants to put up the shot. Goes to Loftus. Up a little bit short. Rebound out to Aberson. Up and in. Nice board that time as he had his man blocked out. Did a good job in getting it blocked out and was able to easily get the bucket. Over to Davis on the dribble. He loses it, however, and Miller comes up with it, looking down the court, changed his mind, tries to go between two Glacier Bears. Wasn't able to get it, however. And they come back out. Looks like it's going to be Wrangell Wolves right in front of the Glacier Bear basket, or Glacier Bear bench. Comes over to Blatchley on the dribble. Faverty comes out, puts some pressure on. Blatchley still keeps his dribble. Goes down the center of the lane, kicks the ball back out to Loftus. All the way over in that deep hand corner is Abramson. He goes back into Blatchley. Turn, spin move. He likes that move. Jumper in about 6, a little bit short. Rebound down to Davis. Davis gets the ball back quickly up the court to Faverty. Faverty looks inside. 2 Glacier Bears breaking down the lane. He doesn't see him. Back to Davis. Long 3 on the way. In and out. No. Rebound. Bounces around. Loftus comes away with it for the Wolves. He looks up court. Can't find anybody, however. And now he'll go to the right-hand side. Davis puts a little pressure on Abrahamson. Nothing going, however. And they come back around to Miller. Miller looks, holds the ball high, finds Blatchley down low. Wants that jumper again. This one is a bit short again. Abramson comes away. He comes with it up and a little bit short. Rebound down the hammer, too strong. Loftus comes away with it, and he's fouled on the shot. I think about 4, maybe 5 offensive rebounds there by the Wolves on that one. Finally got the foul and able to go to the free throw line is Loftus. Man, the Wolves had plenty of chances. Blatchley's been down low a couple times on that block on the left-hand side, but they're kind of double-teaming him down low as Burham drops back down there and puts a double team on him, and he'll just need to find the open man, and that actually has been Abrahamson, and he's got those first 2 points, but just not able to find him this time. Okay, that was a 30-second timeout, so quickly out come the Glacier Bears. And they'll set up for the free throw. Now the Wolves will step out. And they'll hustle out on the court. Just beginning first quarter action here. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Loftus at the free throw line at 8 points last night. Didn't get to the free throw line at all. This one's on its way. Looks good and is. He picks up his first point from the free throw line. He'll get a second. Shot's up on its way. This one looks good. Nothing but net on it, so he's got his first 2 points of the ball game coming by the free throw line. Wrangell steps out, puts a little pressure on Krager. Krager gets the ball over to Davis. His hands on the dribble. He goes right-hand side to Clay. Back to Davis. Penetrates inside to Krager. Three-pointer on the way. A little bit strong. Rebound down nicely by Verham. He gets it back out over to Krager. Wants the baseline. Stops. Puts up the shot a little short. Ball bounces around. Ends up in the hands of Miller. So Miller comes away with that rebound. Looking inside. Nothing going here. Blatchley comes across the lane. Miller just backs it out. All the way across to Loftus. Loftus takes a couple of dribbles. Over to Hammer. Just kind of playing reverse ball out at the top of the key. Back out to Blatchley. Wanted the lane. Good defense that hour. Miller comes back down inside. Finding Abrahamson up and in. So Brett picks up the 4 points in the basketball game. That was a nice pass by Miller there. So he recognized he was wide open. Took the easiest shot, which was basically a lay-in out of it. Over to Davis. Davis on the dribble. 6-0 is the score. Wrangell with the lead, but the Glacier Bears have it. Back to Faverty. They surround him. Now he tries to make a move inside. Wants to go up with the shot. Back to Krager. 3's on the way, and he's got it. Carson Krager picks up 3 points for the Glacier Bears. So they're double teaming Faverty, and Krager was able to get himself open and bury the 3. Comes out to Miller. Miller has a lot of pressure on him. Kicks the ball back out to Abrahamson. Davis puts some pressure on. Comes back around. Bounces around. Ball still finally controlled by Davis. Davis looks down the court to Faverty. Stops. Goes straight up for the shot. A little bit short. Rebound comes down in the hands of Miller. 4 minutes to go. Long down court pass to Abrahamson. Back out to Loftus. Three-pointer on the way. A little bit too strong. Who's going to come away with it? Miller, or looks like Davis does. Back to Krager. Krager's going all the way to the hoop. Up and in. Carson Krager has 5 points. All the points. 5-6 is the score now. Wrangell with a 1 point lead and the basketball. Back out to Miller. Over to Loftus. Loftus, nobody picked him up. He lays it up and in. Defensive lapse that time by the Glacier Bears. Nobody was around Loftus. That's the easiest lay-in he's going to have in the ball game, I'm sure. Back to Krager. Back over left-hand side to Davis. Davis tries to go inside. Knocked away, though, however. as he tried to go to Faverty. Wolves come up with it. Miller goes over to Hammer. Hammer down the lane, up and in. Jacob Hammer, nice again read by Miller as he saw Hammer coming across. Nobody was there, gave him a nice pass, one dribble, and he had the lay-in. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Goes right-hand side to Clay, all the way across to Faverty. Long three, and it's good. J.B. Faverty picks up three. He was at least 5-6 feet behind the three-point arc on that one. 2-point lead by the Wolves now. Loftus comes down. Hammer all alone underneath. They just couldn't see him in time. Blatchley backs his man down. Comes back outside to Miller. Miller's being guarded by Krager down low. Now they'll come back out, set it at the top. Abrahamson to the top. Davis puts some pressure on him. 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Alley-oop inside to Miller. Miller gives Krager a little head fake, but he doesn't take it. Back out to Krager looking inside. Miller breaks inside. Jumper in about 6. Rolls around, doesn't go. Rebound down nicely by Verham for the Glacier Bears. And they can take the lead or tie the ball game here. Krager comes down, goes to the right-hand side, almost knocked away back, but however, Krager comes up with it. They'll go over to Davis. Davis looks inside. Nothing going as Faverty came across the lane, wasn't able to get the ball to him, however. Davis will take the left-handed dribble. Good defense by the Wolves. They don't give him that lane. Back out to Krager. 1:55 to go here. They try to go back inside. Ends up in the hands of Verham. He misses, gets his own board back, and a whistle on it. Foul's going to be on Blatchley on it, and that'll be his first personal foul. Bumped him with the body. Wesley Verham at the free throw line had 2 points in the ball game last. 0 for 2 from the free throw line, so he'll get a chance here. This one's on its way. A little bit too strong off the back of the iron. Substitution. Strong comes into the game. Looks like also we're going to have checking into the ball game will be number 20 for the Wolves. That'll be Hucklenbickler. He comes into the ball game, and also looks like Kai Dixon's coming in for the Glacier Bears. Second shot's on its way. This one looks a little strong, bounces around though, and looks like Abrahamson comes up with it for the Wolves. And slowly up the court comes Miller. Miller looks down inside. A lot of movement by the Wolves. They come back around. Hucklenbickler takes the ball down. Davis puts a little bit of pressure on. Nothing going here as Dixon almost had that steal. Now they go back out. Blatchley way beyond the three-point arc. Faverty spins. Spin move by Blatchley, up and in. Blatchley gets his first 2 points as he had 6 from last night. Krager goes right-hand side. They'll go over to Dixon. Back out to Krager. Strong has the ball on the left-hand side. Strong makes a move down to the baseline over to Faverty. Three-pointer on the way. It's good. So Faverty picks up another one. Glacier Bears down by 1 now. 6 points for Faverty, both those coming on threes. Hammer fires up a three, a little bit too long. Rebound fought for, and looks like Strong came up with it out to Krager. Krager decides to hold up here. It was a 1-on-3 break, and he figured it wasn't to his advantage. Now they'll come back to Krager on the left-handed dribble. Goes over to Strong, back out to Krager. 38 seconds to go here in this first quarter of play. Glacier Bears can take the lead. They try to go back inside. Strong, three-pointer on the way, a little bit too strong. Rebound down to Hammer. Hammer for the Wolves gives it off to Miller. 22 seconds. Miller holds up one figure, waiting for one shot here in the quarter. 17 seconds to go. Looking back to Miller. Krager puts some pressure on. Miller over on the dribble. 11 seconds to go. Blatchley comes out, sets the screen. Nothing going. Miller stops. Forces up the shot a little bit too strong. Ball still going to be controlled by Dixon. Goes outside to Strong. Strong goes down. And that's going to be into the first quarter of play with the Wrangell Wolves 12 points and the Haines Glacier Bears 11. Well, we're going to turn it back to the KSTK studios for 1 minute with Wrangell leading 12-11 back in 1 minute. And welcome back to the Haines High Gymnasium here. Wrangell leading by 1, 12-11.
So shooting for Haines, 4 for 12, shooting 33%. Wrangell's 5 for 12, shooting 42%. 3-pointers are the difference for the Haines team.
Yeah, rebounding looks about equal for both teams here. Maybe Wrangell might have one, maybe more than the Glacier Bears. Glacier Bears are going to have the ball, far side of the court. Burham with the ball. He'll get the ball back into Krager. Krager handles the ball a lot at the top. Him and Davis do. Now they go into Faverty. He's surrounded again. They alley-oop inside to Burham. Up a little bit too strong. Fight for the ball. Goes out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Wolves. That's a nice move on the Glacier Bears part because they're double teaming, sometimes triple teaming Faverty. So he's got to find somebody that's open, and that's what they did. Gutenberger brings it down. Abrahamson comes inside. Over to Blatchley. Blatchley out at the top on the dribble. Wants the lane. Stop. Puts up the shot a little bit too strong. Rebound goes off of one of the Glacier Bears. Going to be Wrangell ball down underneath. Blatchley tried to move inside to get the shot off. Wasn't able to get a good one, though, however, but luckily comes back to Miller. Miller on the stop. Can't find anything. Stops. Wants the shot. Let's see if he's going to get it. Bickler, he comes outside. Nothing going over to Eagle. Back out to Blatchley. Fires up the shot. Partially checked. Comes back down, and ball ends up in Burham's hand. Over to Davis, over to Krager, break into the lane. The shot was a little bit too strong on the lay-in, and rebound comes back down to Blatchley. And 7 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Bickler, he wanted the shot. Verheim comes down to pressure. Nothing going, they go to Blatchley. Blatchley stops, wants to move inside to around Faverty does, puts it up a little too strong. Rebound fought for, comes back down. Now there's going to be a whistle on it. Let's see where it's going to be. The foul's going to be on 12. That'll be Blatchley. I think that one there, he was just a little upset with himself because of the shot that he took and charged through there and just wasn't able to get a good one. Looks like Loftus is coming back into the game for the Wolves. And looks like Kyle Strong came off the bench for the Glacier Bears. Glacier Bears down by 1, but they have the basketball 11-12. Looks inside, goes to Faverty. Jumper from the free throw line, a little bit too strong. Rebound comes down to Eagle. And Eagle will get the ball back into Miller's hands. He'll bring it up slowly. Come to the left-hand side. Nothing going, however. Miller goes to Loftus. Alley-oop all the way across to Blatchley. They were trying to get him underneath. He was all alone on the pass. Unfortunately, hit the bottom of the net and dropped out, so Blatchley never even had a chance to get the ball. He would have had the easy lay-in, however, it had been a good pass. He steps forward, almost makes the steal. Goes to Davis, wants the baseline. Comes back outside to Kyle Strong, but he's going to be fouled on the little bounce pass. And the foul's going to be on 24. That'll be Eagle. That'll be his first personal foul. Still that 1-point lead. Nobody's scored here in this quarter so far. Looks like they're going to make a few change outs here. Coach Fossman wants to talk to Krager and Faverty both here. Shot is on the way by Kyle Strong, and he gets his first point of the basketball game coming from the free throw line. So he's got one. Second one's on the way. This one's a little bit too strong. Rebound comes back down. Still don't have one yet. Let's see. Glacier Bears come up with it, however. And the score is tied 12-12. Back to Faverty, back to Strong. That's David Strong over to Faverty. Free throw line, baseline, good, up and in. Faverty picks up his 9th point of the ball game. That one coming from the baseline. Glacier Bears lead for the first time, 15-12, and now there's going to be a whistle on it. See where the whistle's going to come from. It looks like it's going to be on 22. That'll be Kyle Strong. That'll be his first personal foul. Wolves with the basketball. 3 team fouls on Wrangell, 2 team fouls on the Glacier Bears. Eagle comes out to Miller at the top. Blatchley sets the screen. Looking, doesn't go. Miller goes all the way hard to the hoop. Shot was a little bit too strong. Rebound comes down to Faverty, and he goes to Krager, and now we got another whistle on it. Foul's going to be on 34. That'll be Trevor Miller. That'll be his first personal foul. 4th team foul now. Kyle Strong with the basketball. Gets the ball back inside to Krager. Krager will come down. 2-3 zone defense by the Wolves right now. Back to Davis. Davis on the left-hand side. Goes into Kyle Strong, one at the baseline. Good defense by Blatchley. Didn't give it to him, however, just stood his ground. Pass comes back out to David Strong. 5:18 to go here in the second quarter. Back to Krager all alone. Up and in is Kyle Strong, and he's got 3 points in the ball game now. Glacier Bears lead by 5. Miller out at the top with the dribble. Directing traffic. Comes out. Blatchley sets the screen. Stop. Jumper from Miller, and he's got it. Trevor Miller picks up his first 2 points of the ball game. Glacier Bears now only lead by 3. 4:45 to go here in the first half of play. Krager down the lane. Stops. Checked by Blatchley. On the shot, and he gets the ball back and quickly off to Loftus over to Miller. Miller takes the dribble to the right end, and long three on the way off the back of the iron, and Krager comes away with it for the Glacier Bears. He's quick on the dribble, goes all the way down, stops, kicks the ball back out. No defense. Eagle makes the steal. Eagle is hustling down, and Davis hustles down, knocks it out of bounds. Nice hustle by Davis as he caught up to Eagle and was able to tap it out before he got the lay-in out of it. So it'll be Wrangell ball under their hoop on the right-hand side. All long cross-court pass to Loftus. Loftus wants to go down the lane and does. Steps, puts it up and in. Skyler just beat his man, and he went right to the hoop, and that's what you should do when you beat your man. That's exactly what he did. Almost makes the steal there. Off to Davis. Goes to Faberty in the center of the lane. Going to be a whistle on it. Fouls on 23, and that'll be his first personal foul. 5th team foul now on the Wolves. Coming off the bench, looks like number 15 is coming in the game. Lewis, also number 20 coming back into the game, and that'll be Gukland Dickler. He comes back into the ball game for the Wolves. Glacier Bears lead by 1, 17-16. Long cross-court pass almost thrown away, but not, however, and Faberty ends up with the basketball back over to Davis. Davis out at the top. Gukland Dickler comes out and bumped. Foul's going to be on number 20, Stone. He picks up his first personal foul, 6th team foul now. Comes back inside, goes out to Davis. Davis with the dribble, looks for Faberty, can't do anything with it. Davis comes back down to David Strong, over to Faberty. Over a long shot by Cade Clay, doesn't go, however, and goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Wrangell Wolf basketball. Glacier Bears are going to come some full court pressure here. Goes to Blatchley. Blatchley turns on the dribble, wants to be doubled, going to be bounced. It's going to be a kick. It goes off of one of the Glacier Bears. I'm not sure there were two there. They had him surrounded, went off of his foot. So the Wrangell Wolves are going to get the basketball right in front of their bench. And Miller gets the ball back inside. Nothing going, however, as Lewis will handle the ball right now for the Wolves. Comes back out to Miller. They have the ball, and they can take the lead here on a bucket. And they'll come back out. Looks like Hammer's going to check in the next opportunity. Oh, breaking all alone was Eagle. I don't think Miller saw him go across the lane. And Miller goes to the left-hand side. Nothing going. Now they go to Gutenberg. He puts it up. No, a little bit too strong. Missed it. That was an easy lay-in there. And he just plain old missed that one and immediately tied up. So we've got Verham coming back into the ball game again. Clay's coming out. Looks like Eagle's coming out for the Wolves. And they're going to have the basketball under their hoop. 3:13 to go here in the first half. 1 point lead by the Glacier Bears. Over to Miller. Miller stops out there. He wants to give it to Blatchley. Now he does on the baseline. Faberty comes out. Blatchley makes a move across the lane. Nothing going. Gutenberg, he can't find anything with it. Stops. He wants to go down the lane. Does. Puts it up. A little bit too short. Missed the shot. Rebound comes back down. And looks like he got hit right in the mouth. And the rebound came off. I think probably Verham hit him with the elbow. But in the meantime, of course, he just made a jump really into his elbow. So we're going to tuck it over here, get things sorted out. And the foul is going to be on 20. And that'll be his second personal foul. 2:55 to go at the free throw line. Wesley Verham yet to score. Had two chances earlier on from the free throw line. This one's on its way, bounces around, falls off to the side, and coming down with the rebound, but he's going to be fouled with Blatchley. So Fouls on 22. That'll be Strong. That'll be his second personal foul. Gets the ball back into Lewis. Over to Miller. Presses on by the Glacier Bears. All the way down to Lewis. Goes to Loftus. He stops. Forced up the shot. It's going to draw the foul. Fouls on 12. And that is going to be on David Strong. That'll be his first personal foul. So David has one foul there. That's going to send Skylar Loftus to the free throw line. 6 points, leading scorer for the Wolves right now. 2 for 2 from the line. Can tie the ball game and does. So he got all of that one and kind of rolled around in the net there before it fell through. He can give him the lead here, 17-17. 2:44 to go. This one in and out, no. Rebound comes back down to Kyle Strong. And he'll get the ball over to Davis's hands. Davis comes down, reverses the dribble, almost loses it, out of control, but gains it back. Goes to Strong. That's Kyle on the baseline. Gets around Miller. Jumper from about 6, a little bit off. Doesn't go. Hammer comes up with it for the Wolves. 17-17, 2:21 to go here in the first half of play. There's Miller working his way down. Comes around, gets all around Bush. He gives up his dribble. All over him, comes back out to Lewis. Lewis wants to turn the corner. Comes back out. Hammer shot a little bit off the side of the rim. Rebound comes down to David Strong. And he gets the ball back over to the hands of Davis. Wants to go down. Blatchley steps in front and makes the steal. So Miller will bring it back down again. Comes back outside. Lewis shoots a 3 and he's got it. Lewis comes off the bench and buries a 3. The Wolves now lead by 3, 20-17. Davis out at the top with the dribble. Lewis goes over to try to make the steal. Now they go inside to Verham, over to Strong. 3-pointer on the way, a little bit too strong. Rebound down to Kyle Strong. He can't get it. Goes out to Davis. Davis goes down the lane, a little bit too strong off the board. Finally somebody comes up with it. Lewis does for the Wolves, and he gets it over to Miller's hands. Wolves lead by 3. 1:15 to go here in the first half. Blatchley wants the ball. Stomp, spin move, stop, puts it up. A little bit too strong. Hammer comes away with it. Kicks the ball back into Lewis. Going to be a foul on it as it was on the floor. Lewis made a nice move to the hoop. Fouls on 22 White. Kyle Strong, that'll be his third personal foul, so I suspect he's probably going to come back out of the game. Eagle checks in, and looks like Davis is coming out. Also coming into the ball game will be Clay. Strong will come out. Krager checks back into the ball game. 1 minute, 6 seconds to go. First half of play. Wrangell leads by 3. Goes to Miller. Has the baseline. A little bit short on the shot. Abrahamson comes away with it. Can't get it. And looks like coming down with it is Clay for the Glacier Bears. Gets over to Krager. Goes to Faverty at the baseline. Good defense by the Wolves. They didn't give it up. Back out to Krager. Right-hand side to Clay. Nothing going. Back to Krager. Looks for Faverty down in. They double team him. And Strong turns, moves over, and shot by Clay's on the way. It's a little short. Rebound ends up in the hands of Blatchley. Kind of a surprise. It just bounced off of one of the players and right into his hands. They'll go left-hand side. 30 seconds left in the first half. Out to Lewis. Over to Miller. Miller looks down inside. Can't find anybody. Now he'll take the dribble. Comes back out to Lewis. Abrahamson almost loses it, but gains control back. Over to Miller. We're at the half-court line right now. 14 seconds to go. Miller comes around the right-hand side. Looking. Blatchley wide open coming across the lane. All right. And we called timeout here. I'm not sure which team actually called the timeout, but
I think that was Wrangell. They're going to go
I think
for one
Wrangell
shot.
anyway. They're going to go. They have 8.5 seconds, so we're going to turn it back to the KSTK studios for about 45 seconds here, and we'll be right back for the last 8.5 seconds of the half. Welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium. 8.5 seconds to go in this first half. Wrangell leads by 3, 20-17. Coach called a timeout here to get a play here with 8.5 seconds. They're going to inbound the ball far right-hand corner. And Abrahamson gets it back into Blatchley. Goes over to that. They come back out to Blatchley through his hands into the hands of Krager. Krager's going to have a chance. Three-pointer on the way, and it's good. Carson Krager picks up his 8th point of the ball game and ties the ball game at 20 each. The play was all set up to go, but a couple of things happened and the Wrangell Wolves weren't able to get it completed. And then with 3 seconds to go, Krager came down, threw up kind of a wild shot, but it still counted. It went through the hoop, so that's all it's going to count. Well, we're going to turn it back to the KSTK studios for about 9.5 minutes. We'll be back here with Wrangell 20, Haines 20, back in 9.5 minutes.
Even, huh? Pretty close, huh?
Tyler Strong, he didn't play last year, did he? Tyler Strong, did he play last year?
Welcome back to the Haines High School Gymnasium here. Second half action, 20-20 is the score, and we're just getting ready to go here. Both teams are around their coaches anyways. Shooting percentages for the first half of play, well, 29% from the field for the Glacier Bears at 7 for 24, and the Wolves put up only 26 shots. They got 8 of those goes for 30%, so that probably explains why we have such a tied score here. Everything seems to be close. Rebounding is pretty close too.
Turnovers haven't been a factor.
No.
Yeah, hustle ball the whole game.
Glacier Bears will have the basketball to start this second half action. Krager out at the top. Wolves out with the same starters they started the basketball game with. Glacier Bears, same thing for them. They go into Verham, up and in. Oh, rolls around, doesn't go, but he gets his own rebound back, puts it up too strong. Miller comes away with it. Well, that was a nice play by the Glacier Bears coming out of that to halftime, as they had that easy lay-in, but Verham just couldn't get it to go. Miller out at the top now, 7:34 to go here, third quarter of play. Comes out, screen set. Over to Miller, he's still in the dribble. The alley-oop inside, Loftus all alone, up and in. Left him all alone. Took a while for Miller to recognize it, but Loftus over there jumping up and down, waving his arm. Finally, Miller saw him and gave him the bucket, or the easy bucket out of it. Goes over to Davis, back in to Faverty, 2-pointer, 3-pointer on the way, a little bit too strong. Faverty runs it down. Davis now will try the three. He comes off the front of the rim. Burham comes away with it. We're on the floor, still nobody controlling it. Finally coming up with it is Loftus. Loftus goes across to Abrahamson. He lays it up and in. Nice break that time by the Wrangell Wolves, as it was a 2-on-1 break, and they got the easy bucket. All right, we're back out again here. Coming down the court is Krager. Wrangell has a 4-point lead now, 24-20. Davis with the basketball out at the top, goes left-hand side to Krager. Burham comes across, almost knocked out of inside, is knocked out, but then it goes out of bounds, so it's going to be Glacier Bear basketball. And we got a quick little 30-second timeout by Coach Fossman here. So I think he probably recognized the fact that they've got that easy break on it here, and actually they had a second one going there, but so he's going to have to get somebody back, make sure they understand they need to get back, because Wrangell will push the basketball. Miller's very good about finding the open man when they're breaking down, filling the lanes, and so Wrangell will push the ball up. So the Glacier Bears are going to have to make an adjustment there for sure. 24-20, third quarter action. Okay, back out on the court, ready for play. Going to be Glacier Bear basketball, far side of the court. Over by the pep band. Burham gets it back in to Krager. Krager will run the offense now out at the top. Finds Davis left-hand side. Faverty breaks down the lane, but they're recognizing that he likes that shot from the free throw line, so they're not going to give it to him. Comes over to the side, going to be tied up, going to be a jump ball as they tie up Strong, who checked into the ball game. Now looks like Dixon's coming into the game. Strong's coming back out of the ball game. Dixon's in there, little full court pressure. Not a lot of pressure by the Glacier Bears, however, as Loftus easily brings it up across the half court line. Now they'll go to Miller. Miller comes over here on the dribble, comes back out. Abrahamson down the center of the lane, stops, kicks the ball back, knocked out of his hand, ends up in the hands of Krager. Krager's on the dribble looking for Faverty, kicks the ball to Davis, over to Faverty, three-pointer on the way, in and out, no, rebound down to Miller for the Wolves, and he'll bring it up across the half-court line. Waves everybody off, there's Krager. Blatchley will come out, Miller goes around him, stops, wants the shot. Going to be a travel as he made a hard move down the baseline, was cut off nicely by the Glacier Bears, but ended up dragging his pivot foot.
Got two turnovers by the Wolves, but the Glacier Bears haven't been able to capitalize on that.
Not yet. All right, back to Faverty at the free throw line. Dixon, three-pointer on the way, off the glass, and good. Ty Dixon picks up a three off the side of the glass and up and in. Glacier Bears down by one. Wrangell has it. Back to Blatchley. Stops. Jumper about 6, and he's got it. Riley Blatchley gets high in the air, and that's only his 4th point of the basketball game. He had 6 last night. Krager comes down inside. Going to be a foul. Let's see who it's going to be on here. It's on 45. So that being the case, Abrahamson will pick up his first personal foul, first team foul on the Wolves. Comes over to Krager, back out to the top. Dixon over to Krager. Krager out the top, just moving back and forth in that 2-3 zone defense that they kind of move around. Actually, it sags about. It's not always a 2-3 as they adjust to whoever's there. Burheim going down the lane, up and in. Wesley Burham got the nice bucket as he got a nice feed underneath right down the center of the lane, got the hoop to go, and laid it up and in, and he'll be at the free throw line for one. Fouls on Hammer. That's his first personal foul, so being a little more careful tonight than he was last night. Wesley's shot on the way off the side. No, rebound down to Blatchley. Knocked out of his hands, however, as Wesley's having trouble from the free throw line as he is 0 for 4 from there. Looking, tries to get it back in. Now they do it over to Loftus. Loftus on the dribble. He's coming down, pushing it hard. Stops, goes all the way up and in. Nobody stopped him, and he got the easy bucket out of it. He has 11. That's kind of a thing. You always have to stop the man with the ball. Krager forces up the shot, doesn't go. Rebound down to Miller for the Wolves, and they have the basketball and a 3-point lead at 4:31 to go here. Miller wanted the shot. Goes off to Blatchley, though. Blatchley comes down, knocked out of his hands, and we're on the floor. Going to be a tie-up. And the ball's going to go to the Glacier Bears on it. Right here inbound, right in front of the Wrangell bench. 4:21 to go here in the third quarter. 3-point lead by the Wolves. The Glacier Bears have the basketball. Goes over to Davis. Davis takes the dribble on the baseline. Stops, wants to go up, puts up the shot. Up and in. Mark Davis gets his first 2 points of the basketball game. Only a 1-point lead now. Over to Loftus. He moves inside, goes around. Not going, going to be a whistle on it. Foul's going to be on 31. That'll be Wesley Verham, and that'll be his second personal foul. That'll send Skylar Loftus to the free throw line. 11 points in the ball game, and he missed the first chance from there. He'll get a second, however. Wrangell leads by 1, 27-28. Shots on its way off the side. Nope, can't get either one of them to go. Rebound down to Faverty for the Glacier Bears. Over to Davis. Davis will handle the ball out at the top. Goes to Krager on the left-hand side. Faverty at the free throw line extended. Can't do anything with it now. Back to Davis. Davis over to Krager. Krager turns, wants to go to the hoop. Goes to Verheim. A little bit short on the shot. Going to be a whistle on it. See where the foul's going to be here as they come inside. Red's on 44. That'll be Hammer, his second personal foul. What they're doing is they're drawing the defense to Faverty or Krager, and Verheim sneaks down low for the easy bucket. So Glacier Bears doing the right thing when they double team. Now there's another. Files on 31. That's going to be on Verheim. That'll be his third personal foul. That's going to send Eagle into the ball game. Looks like Hammer's going to take a seat, so Eagle checks into the ball game for the Wolves on that opportunity. Ball comes inside to Blatchley. Blatchley gets the ball back over to the far side to Loftus. Loftus wants to go inside. Ball's up and in. So Loftus picks up another hoop, and he's got 13 points. Now the lead's back to 3 again. Faverty deep in that right-hand corner. He's double-teamed. Stepping in front is Abramson. Goes over to Miller. Miller on the dribble. Can't find anybody. Stops. Jumper from about 6, and he's got it. Trevor Miller just waited till the defense dropped back. Nobody was there, and he put it up and in. 5-point lead by the Wolves right now. 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. Coach Fossman wants a timeout here to get things slowed down a little bit. It is going to be a full timeout, so we're going to turn it back to the KSTK studios for 1 minute with Wrangell 32, Haines 27, back in 1 minute. Welcome back to Glacier Bear basketball here. Quickly out on the court, both teams now. Glacier Bears with the basketball right in front of their bench. Verham will get the ball back in. He does to Krager. Krager takes the left-hand dribble, reverses it back over to Dixon. Back to Krager, over to Davis. Davis looks for Faverty on that baseline shot. They're not going to give it to him this time. They recognize that he likes that one. Krager breaks down the lane, wants to go inside to Verham. Back out to Krager. Quick move inside. Stops. Jumper in about 6. Going to be 2 shots. Foul's going to be on 24. And that'll be Eagle. That'll be his second personal foul. That'll send Carson Krager to the free throw line. 8 points in the game. Has yet to go there. Not many shots. So far, only 6 free throws for the Glacier Bears. And unfortunately, they've only made 1.
First one's good.
Now he gets one, though. So there's another one there. And he picks up his third point of the ball game, or excuse me, his third point of the ball game. This one's on its way. It is also good. So Krager picks up 2 from the free throw line, and he's got 10 points in the game. All right, back to Miller. 32-29 is the score. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Over to Eagle. Comes back out to Miller. Over to Loftus. Eagle breaking across the lane. Blatchley wants to go down the center. Over to Loftus. Quick move inside. Stops. Puts up the shot. And he's got it. Skylar Loftus has 15 points. He only had 8 last night, so he's having a good night. Back to Krager. Over to Dixon. Back to Krager. Over to Davis. Left-hand side. Nothing going. Looking for Faverty along that baseline. Now they get it to him, but they're not going to give him that shot. They come back out to Krager. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Back to Faverty, over to Krager, down the lane, stops, jumper about 6, checked by Batchley, however, and he comes up with a rebound too off of it. So over to Miller. Miller's on the dribble on the left-hand side. Looking. Batchley comes out, but Miller decides to go the other way. They go to Abrahamson, stops. They want to go back into Eagle, but he's not able to control it. Goes out of bounds. That was pretty quick pass. Eagle had a hard time there. They were only about 5 feet apart, and he just couldn't get a hand up quick enough. Glacier Bears with the ball. Across the half court comes Krager. Krager takes the dribble, reverses it back, comes back out to Davis. Looks inside for Faverty, breaking across the lane. Not there. Davis almost gets the baseline, loses it out of bounds. The ball goes back to the Wolves. Looks like we're going to have a substitution quick as Dixon coming into the ball game. And Davis is going to take a quick seat. So switching things up a bit here for the Glacier Bears. Davis has been in there the whole game, so he needed to have a little bit of a break. They go back to Abrahamson. He'll take the dribble. Strong doesn't put a lot of pressure on until he gets across the half court line. Now he does. Looking inside. Over to Loftus. Loftus goes quick. Inside back out to Eagle. Eagle's going to be called for the travel, and he's going to turn the basketball back over. Davis right back into the ball game again. 34-29 is the score. Wrangell with the lead. 1:14 to go here in the third quarter. Bouncing the ball a couple of times is Krager. He'll go right-hand side to Davis. Davis is still spin move on it. He's double teamed in the quarter. Doesn't have anywhere to go. Going to be a tie-up, and it's going to be a 5-second count. Wrangell did a nice job there, not reaching for the basketball, just keeping their hands up and their bodies planted. Davis had no place to go, and he got the 5-second count. Looking, gets the ball back into Abrahamson. He's on the dribble. He'll bring it across. Strong puts a little bit of pressure on. Now Abrahamson stops. All loses his dribble. Kicks the ball back out to Loftus. Loftus goes down the lane. Back to Blatchley. Blatchley's looking. All alone is Eagle underneath. Blatchley didn't give it to him, however. Puts up the shot. Rebound comes back down. There's a whistle on it. And the foul's going to be on Blatchley over the back. So that'll be his third personal foul. We'll see if coach is going to leave him in with 41 seconds. No, Hammer's coming off the bench real quick. They don't want Riley Blatchley to pick up his fourth foul before we even get to the fourth quarter. So 34-29, Wrangell leads. Blatchley is going to come out of the ball game with those 3 fouls and sit for just a minute or two. Krager across the half-court line. Goes inside, but that's a little bit strong. Eagle comes away with it. Abrahamson's all alone, but Miller recognizes, but it's too late. So they'll keep the dribble out at the top. And the ball goes over to the side. And now he steps on the line as he saved the basketball. Had it gone out, it would have been Wrangell ball anyway, but ball goes back to the Glacier Bears. 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Krager out at the top, just letting the clock run here. They're going to go down for the last shot. Wrangell leads 34-29, 10 seconds to go. Setting the screen, coming back out. Alley-oop inside, ball bounces around, ends up in the hands of Abrahamson, and now there's a foul on it. Fouls on Glacier Bears. 24, that'll be Faverty. That's only his first personal foul. So the Wolves have got to go about half of the court to get the shot off with 2 seconds to go. Hammer recognizes it, shot's on its way, a little bit too strong, goes over the top. So we're going to end this third quarter of play with the Wrangell Wolves 34, the Haines Glacier Bears 29. We'll turn it to KSTK for 1 minute. Back in 1 minute. And welcome back to the Haines High Gymnasium. Just taking a quick look at the free throw situation. Last night the Wolves were 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Tonight they are 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Glacier Bears put up 9, and they've got 4 of those to go. 4 out of 9. Now coming out of it, looks like it's going to be Wrangell basketball here as we start the start of the fourth quarter. 8 minutes of basketball to play. Wrangell leads 34-29. Ball goes into Miller. He'll take the dribble at the top. All the starters that started the basketball game are in there. They try to go back inside to Blatchley, stealed nicely by the Glacier Bears as Herheim steps up and knocks that ball loose and was able to gain control. Davis goes around the left-hand side. Back to Krager. Krager looks for Faverty, can't do anything. Krager breaks down lane, Stossfort's up the shot, up and in. Carson Krager's got 12 points now. So the Glacier Bears within 3. Wrangell has the basketball. Miller out at the top. Glacier Bears really extending their defense way out. Hammer, one dribble, gives it up. Back to Abrahamson, over to Miller. Miller at the top, one dribble over the side. Gutland Dickler comes to the side, goes over to Blatchley. Blatchley in there with those 3 fouls. Jumper by Miller, a little bit short. Rebound, Abrahamson comes up with it. Going to be a foul on it as he went high in the air, was able to pull that one down for the board. Foul's going to be on number 12. That'll be Strong. That'll be his second personal foul. And that'll send Brett to the free throw line. 1 for 2 last night, has 6 points in the ball game, has not been there tonight, and he got the first one. It rolled around, covered a lot of ground before it fell through. And back to that 4-point lead now. Second one is up on its way, looks good and is, so he picks it up from there, and that's his 8th point of the basketball game. Out to Davis, 5-point lead by the Wolves. Davis gives around his man. Stoss wants to put it up, changed his mind, gives it off to Krager. Back to Davis. Looked at the 3, changed his mind, however. Back to Larson. 3-pointer on the way by Faverty. In and out. Rebound down to Strong. Over to Verham. Going to be a whistle on the play. Fouls on Hammer off of that rebound. They want to block out on that. Looks like Kyle Strong's coming into the game. Krager's going to take a quick see here. But, his coach Angerman says you need to block out on that one because they really let him come around. Looks like we're going to have a full timeout by the Wrangell Wolves. Score is 36, Wrangell 31, Haines. We'll turn it to KSTK for 1 minute. Back in 1 minute. And both teams are back out on the court here now. It's going to be Glacier Bear basketball under their basket. Kyle Strong will put the ball in play. Finds Faverty on that right baseline. Double teamed, however, there goes back to Davis. Davis looks inside with the dribble, goes around the right-hand side. Good defense by the Wolves. They don't give him that lane. Comes across to David Strong, back out to Davis at the top of the play key. Reverse the ball back around to Faverty. He wants to go inside to Verham. They go to Strong, back to Verham up. A little bit short on the shot, missed it. Fight for the rebound, comes down and bounces it off of one of the Wolves and out of bounds. Loftus is coming into the basketball game now real quick for the Wrangell Wolves. So Loftus back into the game. 6:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wrangell leads, back to Faverty, wants that baseline, double teamed in the corner again. Come back out to the top is Davis, stops, kicks it back out, three-pointer by Faverty on the way. A little bit too strong, Abrahamson comes down with it, but there's going to be a whistle on the rebound. That'll be Kyle Strong, and that'll be his fourth personal foul. And the Glacier Bears, a little bit of pressure, not a lot. They'll get the ball back into Loftus. Loftus will get it up across the half-court line. Stops, spins around, gives the ball back to Abrahamson. Screen set by Blatchley. Abrahamson goes left, goes right, wants to go down the lane. Good defense by the Glacier Bears, however. Back to Hammer, over to Miller. Miller holds the ball high over his head, gets the screen, stops. Going to put up the shot, no, changes his mind, bounces around. Miller should have put that one up as he waited too long. He wanted to go to Hammer. Davis comes down, puts it up and in. Mark Davis gets 4 points for it now. 3-point lead by the Wolves right now. Davis tries to make the steal, spins around. Miller loses control of it. Going to be a foul. Foul's on Davis. That'll be his first personal foul, only the first foul for him. Krager's coming back in. Kyle Strong out of the basketball game right now. Wolves with the basketball. Gets it into Miller. Miller goes to Blatchley, way beyond the three-point arc here. Faverty puts in Blatchley, jumper from about 6, too strong. Rebound, Loftus comes in and he puts it up, draws the foul. I'm not sure who it's going to be. We had 2 Glacier Bears around it. It's going to be Verham. That'll be his fourth personal foul. We'll see if coach is going to leave him in here with 5:21 to go in the basketball game. Loftus at the free throw line. 15 points so far. Nope. Bounces off the front of the rim. Doesn't go in. 3-point lead by the Wolves here. Okay, they're not letting him in because they'd already given the ball to Schuyler. This one's on its way. It's going to be short too. So he misses 2 opportunities there for the Wolves. From the free throw line, goes left-hand side to Krager. Stops, spin move, comes back to Davis. Davis goes down the lane, jumper about 6, and he's got it. Mark Davis picks up his 6th point. We're down to a 1-point lead. Abrahamson's got the ball. He wants to go inside, goes to Hammer. Hammer puts it up, too strong. Back there's Schuyler. Loftus for the rebound, and he's got it. Nice play that time by the Wolves. Now he makes a steal as Schuyler does. Stop, kicks it up, puts it up and in. Schuyler Loftus picks up his 19th point on the steal. Back to a 5-point lead now. Faverty wants the baseline jumper, going to be a little bit short. Miller comes down with it for the Wolves, and they'll bring it across the half-court line. Comes over side to Schuyler. Loftus goes in, puts up the shot. No, that should have been a foul on that one, but they didn't call it. And now there's going to be a foul. It's going to be on 44. That'll be Hammer. Five-point lead. 1-and-1 opportunity for both teams now. Looks like Cade Clay's coming into the basketball game. Kyle Strong coming back into the ball game. 1-and-1 opportunity for Davis. He had 2 for 2 last night. And in and out, no. Rebound down to Blatchley for the Wolves. And they'll bring it across the half-court line. Miller over to the side. Stops, kicks the ball back. There's going to be a whistle on it. Fouls on 1-1. That'll be Davis. And then we're going back to the free throw line again. Both teams in the 1-and-1 opportunity here. 4:14 to go in the ball game. Wrangell with a 5-point lead. Miller at the free throw line. Good. Nothing but net on that one. So Trevor Miller, that's only his 5th point of the ball game. He had 18 last night. So he's been dishing the ball off a little bit more, doing some nice jobs finding the open man. This one's on its way, and it's also good. Okay, he picks up his 6th point of the ball game. All right, they got things sorted out here. 4:13 to go in the basketball game. Glacier Bears down by 7 now. Krager goes right-hand side. Comes about to the top. There's Davis. Davis wants to go inside, puts up the shot from about 6, and he's got it. Mark Davis has the 8th point of the basketball game now. Comes out to the side. Miller. Miller comes around. Nothing going here as they go all aside. Miller keeps the dribble alive. Gets back out to Abrahamson. He'll come out. We're way at the half-court line right now. 3:44 goes to Blatchley. Back to Abrahamson, up and in.
That was a good give and go.
Boy, that was a nice give and go that time, as they're able to easily get that hoop out of it, and he's got 10 points of the ball game. Glacier Bears with the ball down. Over to the side was Krager, back to Davis. Davis looks inside, back to Krager, left side. 3:20 to go, and looks like Coach Fossman wants to take a timeout here. Talk it over here. It is going to be a full timeout for the Glacier Bears. So we're going to turn it back to the KSTK studios for 1 minute. Wrangell 44, Haines 37, back in 1 minute. And welcome back to Glacier Bear basketball. Glacier Bears are going to have the basketball far side of the court. Score Wrangell 44, Haines 37, 3:21 to go in the 4th quarter here. Kyle Strong gets the ball back into Krager. Krager is slowly on the dribble. Davis comes out to set the screen for Krager, looking for Faverty coming across the lane. Kyle Strong's jumping up and down. He's all alone under the hoop, but they just couldn't see him. Back to Krager. Krager wants the baseline. Stops. Trapped in the corner, back to Davis. 3-pointer on the way. It's good. Mark Davis is his 11th point. Down to a 4-point lead now. Davis has just gone wild here in the 4th quarter as he's picked up 11 points so far. There, the left-hand side is Loftus. He goes hard to the hoop, misses it, so rebound by Hammer, up and in. Nice follow by Hammer. Jacob just followed that missed shot, got the easy bucket out of it. 2:35 to go in the basketball game. Play out to the side. Davis comes out, sets the screen, comes inside, kicks the ball to the right-hand side to Dixon, who checked into the ball game. Back to Krager. Krager looking inside, can't find him. Now they go to Faverty. He's surrounded. Back to Krager, back to Davis. Davis takes the dribble back to Krager. He looks up at the hoop, changes his mind, wants to go down inside. Dixon fires up the long three, and he hits it. So Dixon comes away with the 3, and he's got 6 points. He's got 2 threes. The ball's tied up. It's going to go to the Glacier Bears. 46-43. Back to Krager. Krager will get it across the half-court line. Exactly 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Davis able to gain control back to Krager. Krager looks inside, can't find anybody now. Faverty breaks up to the lane, doesn't get anything, however. Back to that baseline. 3-pointer on the way. No, rebound comes off strong to Abrahamson. He gives it over to Miller. Miller will bring it across the half-court line. Going to be a timeout. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout by the Wrangell Wolves here. So they'll call it out here. Yeah, it is going to be a 30, so we're going to keep it right here. Well, a few more shots. Both teams in the 1-and-1 opportunity here now, as 18 fouls on the Glacier Bears, 17 fouls on the Wrangell Wolves right now. So that'll be an opportunity for both teams. Shooting percentages, Wrangell was well, 7 for 10 in that third quarter at 70%. Glacier Bears were 3 for 11 at only 27%, but they've come alive here in this fourth quarter as they are 6 for 9. Davis getting most of those points. He's got 11 points, and I think, well, at least I'm sure 9 of them came in this quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, back out on the court. Both teams, 1:39 to go in the game. Wrangell leads by 3. Back to Miller. Miller takes the slow dribble across. Davis comes around, tries to make the steal, goes out of bounds. And it's going to be Glacier Bear basketball right here in front of the scorer's bench as Davis was able to knock it away and Miller wasn't able to touch it just as it went out of bounds, so the ball goes back to the Glacier Bears. Krager, he's caught with it at the top. Davis looks inside, finds Verham coming across, nothing going. Back Davis down the lane, stops, spins it back out. Faberty three-pointer on the way, and it's good. Kirby Faberty gets it, and that's his 12th point. Game is tied. 1:11 to go. Comes back, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Krager as they try to double team Trevor Miller. 46-46, 1 minute, 8 seconds to go. Blatchley looking, still can't get the ball in. Goes to the top, gets it out to Loftus. Loftus comes across to Abramson, back to Blatchley. Oh, all alone is Hammer, and he's going to be fouled. Blatchley saw him, but it was a little bit too late. Hammer was all alone underneath the hoop and could have easily had the bucket, but Blatchley gets fouled on it. That's 5 fouls on Wesley Verham, and he's going to foul out of the basketball game. 1:02 to go. Riley Blatchley at the free throw line, 4 points in the ball game. Has not been to the free throw line yet tonight. Was 2 for 2 last night, so he's back at the free throw line here. Can give the Wolves the lead and does. So there's the first one going in. That's 5 points for him. Now back to Riley Blatchley again. This one's on its way, a little bit too strong. Rebound fought for, comes down the hands of Davis. Davis breaks down, goes to Faberty. Faberty comes in, puts it up. There's going to be a whistle on the play. 44 looks like it's going to be the foul. No, 34. So that's going to be on Miller. That'll be his second. So now that'll send Kirby Faberty to the free throw line. 12 points, hasn't been to the free throw line yet tonight. Gets 2. This one is good. So we're back to a tied ball game again. 13 points for Kirby Faberty. 47-47. 55 seconds to go. Faberty at the line, bounces it a couple of times. This one's on its way, looks good and is. So we're back to a lead. Glacier Bears lead. And long down court pass. Halfway goes to Hammer. Stoss puts up the shot. Bounces around. Back inside to Hammer. Check. Ball ends up in the hands of Davis. Glacier Bears lead by 1. They're going to pull it back out. Over to Carson Krager. He goes right hand side to Faberty. Faberty's on the dribble. Evans back out. Glacier Bears way out. Just running clock right now. Coming back out. Blatchley comes out. Wants to make the steal. Over to Davis. 20 seconds to go. Over to Faberty, and there's the foul. 23.3 seconds. Glacier Bears lead. 48-41. Fourth foul on Riley Blatchley. 1-and-1 opportunity. Faberty at the free throw line, 23.3 seconds. 2 for 2 last time. Make it another one from the free throw line. Glacier Bears now lead by 2, 49-47. Bounces it a couple more times. This one's up on its way. Going to be a little bit short. Rebound comes down to Hammer. Hammer gets it off to Miller. Miller comes across the half-court line. Spin move around. Got a timeout, and as they came up to double him, there, Coach Cody Angerman called a timeout. Pretty much probably saved the turnover there on Miller, so the ball's going to go to the Wrangell Wolves. It'll be right here, but I think that one, Cody probably saved the turnover on that one as Miller pretty much reversed his dribble around. Davis had put a lot of pressure. Krager came up hard to do the double team on it. Of course, that left wide open underneath Hammer, but of course Miller, there's no way he's going to see that. when he's been double teamed there and not able to get the ball down low like that. So Glacier Bears come out of the third timeout. Now the Wrangell Wolves come out of the timeout. 15.4 seconds to go in the basketball game. Wrangell's going to have the basketball right here in front of their bench. Looking to see what it's going to be. Ball comes outside, goes to Blatchley. Comes around to Hammer. Hammer spins it around. All on was, and a foul up and in. And the basket's going to count by Abrahamson as they went inside. He got the bucket and drew the foul at the same time. Dixon's going to be whistled for the foul, and that's his first one. 49-47. I thought the basket counted, but
Maybe the foul was the foul before the basket.
it must have been. Now the officials are talking it over here. The basket. Okay, now they're talking about, so the basket does count. All right, 49-49. That's what we thought. And so anyway, we're going to keep it here. There's a little bit of confusion as to whether the basket counted or not. So they had to make sure they got that one straightened out. And so that's going to send the Wrangell Wolves to the free throw line. And they've gotten 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 points from there so far tonight from the line. And we'll see if they can make another one here. Glacier Bears, of course, are going to have a little bit of time if they do here on the miss. 49-49. Wrangell comes out with a timeout first. And that'll send Abrahamson to the free throw line. Brett's been there. He has 12 points in the ball game. He's going to get one shot as the bucket counts. And now we're back out. There's 10.4 seconds. I thought it was right around 10 seconds. I wasn't quite sure, but Glacier Bears on this miss have plenty of time to get a bucket out of it. Of course, the Wrangell Wolves want to make this one to put some pressure on the Glacier Bears. And he's at the free throw line, bounces it a couple of times. Shots up on its way, looks good and is. So he picks it up, and that's his 13th point. Davis comes hard down the line, 8 seconds. Back to Davis, over to Faberty, stop, down about 6. A little bit short, rebound comes back down. There's going to be a whistle on it with 1.9 seconds. Fouls on Davis, number 11, and that'll be his third personal foul off of that miss. When they came down, looks like the Glacier Bears going to be a tough one here. That'll send Miller to the free throw line. He's going to get 2 shots with 1.9 seconds to go in the basketball game here. They'll bounce it a couple of times. This one's on its way. Looks good news. So Trevor Miller picks up his 7th point. That coming from the free throw line. 49-51 is the score. Trevor back at the line for a second one. This one's on its way. This one is also good. Now Glacier Bears are going to have to inbound the basketball. They do. Turns the ball back over, and now there's a whistle again as Trevor made that one for 8. Stepping in front. Nice play that time by Trevor Miller. He anticipated they were going to make that pass, and they did. And he stepped right in front and made the steal. So that's pretty much going to assure the Glacier Bears going down to defeat the Wrangell Wolves here. Unless they make a major mistake here, is going to win this. Miller's shot is good. So he picks up another one, and now his 9th point, and he can definitely seal it here. Bounces it a couple of times. On its way, looks good and is. So he's got it, and he's definitely going to seal it for the Wrangell Wolves now. Long down court pass. So we're going to finish this score with the Wrangell Wolves coming away with 54 points. The Haines Glacier Bears 49 points. Well, Dean and I'll run down the scoring sheet for you here real quick. And as we get things organized and finished up here, we'll start with the JV game first. Wrangell winning that one. In that one, I'll run down the score real quick here for you. Eagle had 2 points. Bickler picked up 6 points. Lewis had 5 points. Witherspoon picked up 21. Gillen had 7. 11 by Ritchie and 8 by Allen for that JV basketball for the Haines Glacier Bears. Lawson had 2. Kyle Strong had 2 in that one. Hodge picked up 3. 13 by Kai Dixon. 12 by David Strong and 4 by Willard to round out the scoring for the Wrangell boys. They won that one by a score of 60-36. Then we had the girls game here. The Wrangell Wolves coming out on top in that one by a score of 79-45. Scoring is like this for the Wrangell Wolves. Decker finished with 24 points in the ball game. Gerald did not score in the game. Easterly picked up 22 points. Harding had 1-3, got that one for her 3 points. Olson picked up 3 points in the game. Wallensag picked up 6 points. Martinson had 9 points in the game. Early finished with 2 points, and Kearney coming off the bench also had 2 points for their 79. For Haddock, she finished with 9 points. She was 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Wheeler finished with 4 points. Davis did not dress for this particular game as she's under the weather. Haley Boron finished with 5 points. Avery Williamson, the leading scorer for the Glacier Bears tonight on the girls' side, was 16 points. 7 points by Rain Wing. Whittemore coming off the bench finished with 2, and Natalie Jobbins coming off the bench finished with 1 point for their 36 points. And then, of course, shooting percentages, and then I'll finish up with the scores for the boys' game.
Yeah, so for the half, Glacier Bears shot 7 for 24, 29%, and the Wolves were 8 for 26, shooting 30%. In the third quarter, the Wolves, every time they went down the first 5 baskets, they scored. For the final percentages, shooting percentages, Haines shot 35% for the game, and Wolves shot 41%.
All right, coming away with that win, 54-49. In the scoring, Cade Clay did not score in the ball game, though. Kirby Faverty had 15 points in the game tonight. Mark Davis finished with 11. Burham picked up 3 points in that game. Carson Krager had a better game tonight. He had 12. Kai Dixon coming off the bench finished with 6 points. And then Kyle Strong finished with 3 points coming off the bench for the Glacier Bears. For the Wrangell Wolves, Blatchley finished with 5 points. Hammer finished with 4 points in the game. Trevor Miller had 10 points as he was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Loftus was the leading scorer and doing a nice job going to the hoop and getting the Wrangell Wolves really fired up. Finished with 19 points in the ball game. And Abrahamson finished with 13 points as he was 3 for 3. And then coming off the bench is Lewis for the Wolves, finished with 3 points in the basketball game, giving their 54. So kind of turns out now that the Haines Glacier Bears are 3-3 in conference play. Wrangell Wolves are going to be 3-1. And, of course, the Metlakatla Chiefs lead that one 6-0 in the conference. Well, we want to remind folks down in Wrangell, Wrangell has home games next weekend. Our Haines Glacier Bears go on the road, and they're going to play Craig and Petersburg. That's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games for the Haines Glacier Bears. So you'll want to tune in if you're a Glacier Bear fan. If you're a Wrangell fan, you want to go to the gym and watch the ball games there. Well, I enjoyed bringing you the ball game. This is Lyle Huff along with Dean Olson. Thanks again, folks.